Okay, let's continue on with more Persona 4 Golden. We're probably gonna finish the game today, I think, based on time, because we only have 2 floors to clear out, and then we also have just the resave lines, which might come very quickly, so we'll just have to see how things go. I guess before we begin, I will make sure everything's working, and also just make sure I've updated all the stuff that I need to do. I've put this as the finale. There's a chance that it might not be, but I can easily change that anyway. Let's just make sure that's working. That's working too. Yeah. I guess that's the best thing that we can do. So, 2 more floors of this. If we get the resave voice line, we can go straight to the boss, finish the thing, do the credits, do all the other wrap-up that we normally do. And then I can start with the next game. Or we just end up grinding a little bit for the resave lines, finish that off. If we don't get that finished today, then we'll do it in the next stream, obviously, but we'll just see how that goes. That's pretty much about it, I think I could say, for the time being. Pretty much we only have, best case scenario is best case scenario for this is we get the resave voice line on the way, and then we go straight to the boss, beat the boss, see the end scene, see the credits, and then that will be the end of the game, which
that
then
one's
means
immune to darkness.
The next time that we play, means I probably won't be streaming tomorrow, because I'll either be uploading this, or I'll be working on getting the other game ready. Probably gonna be a turn on.
So try another attack.
And then yeah, those are gonna be fun moves.
Keep it up now, Chan!
And then also
enemy down.
This is my chance! How about it?
also that would then be, if it's not, then what we'll have to do is we'll get to the top, we'll see if we got the trophy, we don't grind for it, if we still haven't completed the trophy, then we'll come back next time if we have, and I should be able to do it. I was intending to start a lot sooner, but again, I had like 6 or 7 streams on all the time, and I was trying to sort out all the videos, and I was trying to sort out all the things as well, so...
3 of them. Don't give up now, okay? Ice won't work, so try another attack.
Should all be dealt with now, though.
It's calling backup. Hurry and defeat it. Ice won't work, so try another attack.
Here goes Persona!
Enemy down.
Just like
Show 'em
that,
what you got,
Kanji-kun.
Kanji.
Crush it time!
Whoa, Kanji, that was great! 4 of them. You need to thin them out.
Yeah, so I think that was what I was trying to say. If we don't get it done, then that means we'll just have to see what happens. See where it goes from there.
Light won't work. Plan
So
B,
you've got
anyone?
lightning, you've got wind. I guess we just should make it golden. I wasn't intending to try and do keep going left. So. About that.
3 enemies defeated. You're so cool, Senpai. You can win this. Just give win.
We'll see how it goes. But I had about 6 or 7 streams up, and then I got all that sorted out, but then by the time I got back in here to start streaming, I also had, so... guess what I was intending to do was when I eventually came back in here after like after eventually setting everything up, I was trying to sort out stuff with YouTube. I was also trying to sort out a couple other things with
Uh-oh, that one's immune to darkness.
and once the YouTube stuff got sorted out, like I was trying to manage all the things that I had going up on the screen at once.
Persona!
And eventually I got all the screens sorted out, and then I had a couple other things. Setting up Discord did not take nearly as long as it normally does.
3 of them. Don't give up now, okay? Darkness won't work, so use something else.
Setting up the Discord stuff didn't take nearly as long as it usually does, so that's
Way to go, Naoto-kun!
Awesome.
You don't miss a trick!
And so that got set up.
You hit the enemies.
Yo, let me at him!
After getting that set up, so
You ready for this?
Oh, hey! Not too shabby, Kanji. Sweet to ice.
Yay! Kamui Mochiri!
ended up setting up the
Enemy down.
Just say
the Discord stuff that got done really quickly. And just managing all the things I was trying to keep up at the same time, which those are eventually being done really quickly. And after that, we now also I remembered to close the doors the first time, so I after I have everything ready to go, the first thing I now do is I just make sure I close the doors, otherwise get every other all the time. And then from that point, I can pretty much just make sure I have this on pause, send out the tweets, send out the Discord messages, close all those down, and then pretty much leave straight away. Start with this. Regardless of how long this takes, it's fine. I'm fairly confident we can, if we get the resave line thing, we can get this done. I don't know how long it will take, but we can definitely have the game finished. If I have to grind for the resave lines, then it might take longer, but it's definitely going to be longer than 2 hours. Considering we have to go through the credits, and I've got to wrap up like everything that's happened in the game so far.
Be careful. There's an enemy
We've
immune
not
to
touched
light.
any of that yet.
Light
El
won't work.
Dorado
Plan
beast.
B, anyone?
Nothing that Naoto can do.
Let's go!
It's quite
2 enemies
tenacious.
left. Don't lower your guard now. Fire won't work. What's up? Enemy defeated.
Keep it up,
Go
Teddy.
for broke, Teddy.
What's up?
See how. But I'm considering this a finale because of I feel like I'm close enough to the amount of voice lines to be able to get thing. And if not, we can grind for a little bit of them, but I think it should be fine. Because I know what ones we're still missing, and I know that there are some that I can quickly go for if absolutely necessary, but for the time being, I've just left it alone. Where is Old prevents me? We don't want any of those on. We want status ailments to hit. But because I'm so close to the voice line stuff, I think it's okay. I guess because we are coming close to the end of this, I'm thinking the next PS4 game that I play will be Eternites. I do need space. That does clear out about 8 gig of space, and if it's only one playthrough, then I can go and clear that out, and I need something to play between this. And at the moment, I can't do the Persona 5 speedrun, like, type of speedrun. I can't do the, I'm working on the live level individual levels at the moment. I just need to... The any percent one's ready to go, but the individual level ones aren't, so I don't want to start those yet. And we haven't reached our next level goal yet to do the individual levels, so... for the time being, it's going to be...
You can beat it, though not with electricity.
You are dark fire, and you are light.
3 of them. Don't give up now, okay?
You just have to see.
Enemy down.
All right, go get him.
to town now, Tokun. Enemy down.
Don't stop
Go
now.
to town now, Tokun.
Just have to see what's... I think that's exactly.
Wow, now Tokun, you defeated 2 enemies. Electricity.
Still crit. Well.
1 enemy to go. Keep it up.
Here goes. Crushing time.
Enemy down.
Now's our chance for a beatdown. On, Dan.
It's showtime. Are you ready?
Let's do this in style.
Go! Beat him up!
But I am hopeful, because we're at 252. 252 voice lines right now. So the 252 voice lines should be enough to... the 252 voice lines should be a give or take number, so I am over at least the amount that I think I need, but it could be a little bit lower. There's some different lines, so you just have to see. Also, the missed lines as well that I have added, so it could be between 10 to 15 lines that I'm missing. I just have to see. It's kind of difficult to figure
out. 3 enemies left. You can win this. You can win this. Enemy down.
This is my chance. How about it?
Not bad, Teddy.
What? I can't defeat it! This is how a man does it!
All yours! I couldn't defeat it!
Bear soda! What's up? 2 shadows left! Bear pile on the enemy!
Places, everyone. And action!
Yes!
Go! Beat him up!
I do have a lot of lines we can exploit. The rush combo, the attack decrease down, the accuracy increase down, the weaknesses on top of weaknesses one we can do as well. So we'll just have to see. But if we do get the voice line trophy done, we'll be pretty much on our way to completing the game. If we don't, then I might have to grind a little bit, but then I think we still have enough time. And the wrap-up is going to take a while, just because I know that I have a lot to... I usually have a lot to say. So it could be like at least an hour just to wrap all
That's
that
not
up.
good. Darkness won't work. Physical attacks won't work on that run? Enemy down. Go to town.
Good job,
Naoto.
Naoto!
You hit its weakness.
Good job,
move,
Naoto.
Naoto-kun. Someone finish this one off. 3 of them. Don't give up now, okay?
Bear soda! What's up?
Maybe I should have swapped the characters to Chie's other ones, but I still think it would make better. I don't know. I'm not really sure entirely. Let's go with the skill card, because I think the skill level up wouldn't work on the one that I've currently got. We're getting very close. Once we get it, well, I'll know how long we pretty much have to keep going, I should say. Considering how close we are with everything. Eye of Ice, I think that's what we already had. No, that might be Eye of Thunder, because we had Eye of Thunder is the dodge one, isn't it? So we had Eye of Thunder. The Eye of Ice greatly increases evasion. We don't need that. This was a really short floor. Really short floor there. You'll resist to the end, won't you? Then I shall fight for the good old mankind with all my strength. You are but a few pitted against the wishes of many. Your strength is truly astonishing, but you are the exceptions. You will soon reach the place where I am. Now come. Like she just said, I'm sensing a strong reaction from just ahead. Okay, that means that the next floor, or the next path, is going to be the final floor. It's really the last battle. Keep your guard up, senpai. So, if I don't get the stuff here, I should probably go and get it.
Be careful. There's an enemy immune to light.
Up. As a just in case. Because I don't want to leave it to the last battle.
You can win this. Just don't use light on it.
Eyes are weak to fire, everything else is weak to.
Oh, yours!
So I think that's what.
Down.
Whoa, Naoto, awesome!
I
Naoto-kun.
think that's the best way to go about it.
Enemy defeated. Don't stop now, Naoto-kun. Ice should work well. You can win this, guys. Yay! Enemy defeated.
Keep it up,
Go
Ted.
for broke, Teddy. Wind won't work. Got anything else?
What's up? These are my true abilities!
Eye of Wind, okay, so that's, again, more evasion that I don't need. I think, this is like Blizzard Lightning. Galradine and
Enemy down. Good down, Naoto-kun. I couldn't defeat it. Don't give up now, okay?
I'm gonna be so annoyed, dude. I don't get this trophy.
Yay,
It's like
keep it again, Teddy.
somehow like some technicality prevents me from getting
It
it.
won't work. Got anything else?
Here goes.
I hope it hasn't like not
Enemy down.
given me the right amount of.
Now's our chance for a beatdown.
voice line somehow. Like something cut off or some other thing.
Tenacious.
Going in now,
Some
Toh.
other reason.
Understood.
That would be the absolute worst.
Get lost! Underestimate me? This is what you
Especially
get.
since there have been some problems with this particular trophy, but can't know that until we see, so.
Persona!
3 of them. Don't give up now, okay? This one's a gimme. This one's a gimme. It's weak to fire. All yours.
Better not fall for me.
All yours. Enemy down.
Keep it
Go
up
to
now,
town,
Chad.
Naoto-kun. Wow, Naoto-kun, you defeated 2 enemies.
Here goes. Persona! What do they think would happen?
These dice enemies are different as well. Really, they have no weakness.
This'll be cake. 3 of them. Don't give up now, okay? All yours. Wow, Naoto-kun, you never lose your cool. You can win this. Just don't use light on it. 2 enemies left. Don't lower your guard now.
Here goes. Persona!
2 enemies down.
We can smash them all! Let's do it! On and ready! I live for this part!
And once again, thank you for the raid, Smarter. Hopefully the Overwatch games are being generous today, compared to last time. The, last time they weren't very good. Hopefully there was no Iron Team today. heart's not being too bad of a, not hammering you down too much. Very much for me. Probably gonna finish the game today. So final boss cutscenes, credits, overview stuff. Assuming that I can get the voice line trophy done.
You can win this. Just don't use fire on it.
So we should be able to finish the game today.
3 of them. Don't give up now, okay?
Fire on the Minotaur.
Enemy down.
Whoa,
Go to
Naoto,
town,
awesome.
And
Naoto-kun.
on the Jotun.
You hit the enemies.
Sensei, let me at him!
And now we should do it. Give it to the other one.
Just say
I think
the
we'll
word
definitely
and
finish
it's
the game
their
today.
time. Gotcha! I'm the
Or if we don't, I might just try and force the voice lines to appear. If they don't want to appear, then we'll, This is the last floor to do it so anyway, so I'll probably just go for the ones that I can know that I can get here, and if we still don't get it, then I'll make my way back to another area and maybe swap the party members up, do a couple other things. We'll just have to see. It's not what I wanted.
Uh-oh, that one's a new. Hey, not bad, Teddy. Keep
Pretty
it up.
certain we've heard Teddy's silence line before. It's one thing I did not load up, the list of voice lines. I think I've already heard Teddy's silence line. One thing I haven't done. Teddy's silence? I think I have heard. Yeah, I've heard. Wind on both of these and then
Enemy down. Go to
Good
town,
job, Naoto.
Naoto-kun. Enemy down. Go to town, Naoto-kun.
I actually have to. I do have some lines I can get out with that without having
I
to
couldn't
really do,
defeat it. Poor Teddy's persona is sealed.
without having to do a whole lot.
It's so stubborn!
Name Kanji Tatsumi.
Let's see where we can have a go.
Now's our chance for a beat. My
Attack
turn.
down,
Everyone ready?
accuracy
Get set.
down, the rush
Now
combo
we're
line,
talking.
Go!
the
Knock him out!
this one trigger via other ways. What's left?
Quite tenacious.
Let's do this, Naoto.
Very well.
Serves him right.
I think you can finish the game in a reasonable time as well. If the final boss takes about an hour-ish, which usually, well, let's say the whole fight. I mean, like, when I say an hour-ish, I mean so now we're at the point where I can't do anything else. I'm fairly certain floor 9 is where we have to go for the fight. Let's try and get some voice lines, some extra ones that I know I can do. That I haven't done yet.
Uh-oh, that one's immune to darkness.
Okay, what if I go to for rush mode? Rush mode, it just so beat him to a pulp, go get him, and go for it, guys.
Hey, not bad, Teddy. Keep it up. Go for it, guys. Hang in there.
That's one. more lines.
Hey, not bad, Teddy. Keep it up. Hey, Kanji, wake up! I said wake up! Come on, Kanji, look alive! Wake up! Go for it, guys!
Okay, she's saying the same rush line every time, so
I'll give as good as I got, damn it.
I don't have to do anything else. I might have to remove the rush and then do it again.
Lane!
Whoa, Kanji!
Yeah, I think I'm gonna
Persona!
let's stop rush and reapply it. Let's see if it
Go for it, guys! Hang in there!
she's just saying the same rush line. I'm going to
Good move, Naoto-kun! You're on a roll! Beat it to a
no,
pulp!
there we go.
Keep going,
Never
guys!
mind, she can give another voice line.
Good move, Naoto-kun!
Looking for
You're on
only
a
one roll
roll!
now.
Good move, Naoto-kun! You're on a roll!
Looking for go get 'em, guys. Go, go, go. Get that. I'll just stay here and keep doing this until
Persona!
this gets one thing out of the way. We're not gonna be a distance here.
Beat it to a pulp! Keep going, guys! Good move, Naoto-kun! You're on a roll! Good move, Naoto-kun! You're on a roll! Beat it to a pulp! Keep going, guys!
Not sure how long I should keep this on because it's not working, but
Hey, not that, Teddy! Keep it up! Persona!
I'm only hearing the two voice lines at the moment.
That was beneath me.
And these enemies don't have any.
Hey, not
we
bad,
can do
Teddy!
anything else,
Keep
so.
it up! Go get him! Go, go, go!
There we go. We got it. Okay, we're finishing the game.
Good move,
There it is.
Naoto-kun. You're on a roll.
We're done. We're done. We're done. So how many lines was I over? I got to 250. Obviously, I wasn't marking them all down after a certain point. 256. So probably roughly around 260-ish, maybe. I've done. This would have just been 250. So because I at least one life here. I had about 250. I had 256 according to my thing, but probably closer to around 260, and then that's the give and take thing. We're finished. Most importantly, we're finishing the game today. That's all I have to say. So we're finishing the game today. We go straight to the boss. Is that really having to
Enemy defeated. Keep going. Go for broke, Teddy.
be able to go straight to the boss.
This is how a man does it.
Finishing the game today. So only 3 lines off. So that means the game thought I was at 247, and I said I was at about 257, 260-ish. So I was correct in the give or take about 10 to 15 lines. So we're good. Game's gonna get finished today.
Persona!
Yes, we won! Congrats, guys!
With these injuries, I'll only be a burden.
Alright, we actually did it. So Risette's voice line trophy's out of the way, which is the most annoying part of the game. And I didn't even grind for a lot of the other stuff, so I didn't have to grind for status ailments, I didn't have to grind for attack and defense, attack and accuracy upgrades, didn't have to grind for extra weaknesses on top of weaknesses stuff. It was enough, so there it is. 250 Risette voice lines. So now we just finish the game. And then we get to see the credits and the final scenes and wrap things up. Good. So, now that we're at that point...
With these injuries, I'll only
that means
be a
when we finish
burden.
this game, it's either gonna... I'm not gonna be streaming tomorrow, I don't think, because I have to upload this video. Either tonight or tomorrow. And then after that, I obviously have to still work on the... I don't think I'll be able to get the live stuff done at the moment, because I'm at to, part 5 of 9, and I've still got to get the actual stuff in prehistory as well, and I have to set up the other games, so... we're ready to go. This is it. We're finished. Finally here, you ready? Proceed? Yes. We're done. We're done. Let's, enjoy the end of the game.
Congratulations in making it this far.
Well, thank you very much, Ms. Root of all evil.
You granted certain individuals the power to enter the TVs. You created the Midnight Channel as well. And lastly, you started a rumor about the Midnight Channel to raise its public awareness. Is this correct?
All save one point. This Midnight Channel you speak of, it is indeed a device to draw hearts into this world. But it was always your individual wills that would determine what appeared on it. Humans ache to expose their suppressed sides, while the prying eyes around them are curious to see them lay bare. The want to show and the want to see. I granted a window that catered to both. That is all.
Everyone wished to know more about the people who became famous through the media. And the Midnight Channel was there to grant their wishes. Once the person they wanted to see entered the realm formed by human thought, they would appear even more clearly. I see. So that's how it worked.
Are you saying all you did was give that initial spark to Senpai and the others, then watched things unfold? And the rumors spreading, things going wrong. We're to blame for all that's happened? People's curiosity was at fault?
Everything was for your sake, to create the world mankind so wanted. Man struggles to understand one another. You can only truly know a finite number of people within your lifetime. But humans disregard this fact and try to know more people than is possible. Only by comparing yourself to others can you define yourselves. Thus, your ever-present anxiety. Your anxiety causes you to see only what you want to see, and believe only what you wish to believe. As I said, your desire is for a world enshrouded in fog.
That's not true, or don't put words in our mouth. I mean, that was not the... No, that wasn't what we wanted. It's not what everybody wanted, anyway.
I must agree that the vast majority of people are exactly as you say.
I guess so. I
But
guess
we don't
they are.
intend to live that way.
If we were fine with the world you're making, we'd never have come this far, damn it! We'll keep searching for truth and figuring out who we are as we go on with our lives.
We all will. Together.
That's right! No more butting into our business!
We will continue to live in our world with everyone else. That's why.
We'll decide our own fate. We'll see our potential. We'll put a stop to this. Again, most of the stuff is about this. Deciding our own, making our own decision.
Man, it's hazy.
Come on! You know we've been through way worse than this thing! This is just the send-off our leader deserves! All right, time for the grand finale!
Let's see how the
Knowledge of the truth is not everything.
let's see how the music is. Usually the final boss music is usually very good.
Yet drunk with truth, you exceeded your role and became too involved. Now, learn for yourselves whose wrath you have brought down.
Let's go! Full throttle!
Then come, sinful sons of man.
Now Tokun's hurt pretty bad. Can you heal her?
Alright, well, I'm guessing that the boss is not weak
That won't
to,
work.
as I
Watch
expected, not
yourselves.
weak to anything, and also Null's light and darkness, so... Now we get to hear the, music.
Let's go!
Now Tokun's hurt pretty bad. Can you heal her?
Bear soda!
Here goes Persona! Persona!
Probably just sticks doing physical attacks the whole time. They seem to be doing pretty well, I guess.
What's up?
Here goes
And then having an element having to get
Let's go!
Here goes Persona!
I'm not sure why their attacks
What's
are
the
missing.
matter? Did you intend to defeat me with such feeble strength?
Persona!
Let's go!
Bear soda!
For some reason I was thinking it was like something to do with like, they've already hit it.
Here
That's
goes
debuffs. heal this turn just because my health is looking bad.
Now Tokun's hurt pretty bad. Can you heal him?
Persona!
Oh yeah.
Here goes. Crush it time!
You cannot atone so easily for your foolish pride in stepping into the realm of the gods.
Here goes. Persona!
Let's go!
Persona!
I'll heal again next turn. I should have healed this turn, but it's fine.
Here goes.
I realized my health is fairly far.
Persona! You okay there, Kanji? Don't strain yourself.
She's doing your mind charge.
All yours!
Now attack me.
Persona!
Here goes. Persona!
This music's not as good as I was.
I won't lose!
Now it's saying that it's impervious. So I've got it down to 0 health. So I guess I should just do a quick heal again because it seems like we're gonna wait for her to heal. God.
Can you not understand? It is impossible to defeat me.
Just it seems impervious, so I guess I should just guard. Guard the whole way. Unless I'm supposed to just attack, but...
You understand nothing, I see. Ignorant mortals!
I'm not sure if I'm supposed to just wait it out or just keep hitting it. Probably just gonna guard the rest of the way because nothing's progressing this fight at the moment, so there's no point in progressing the fight. Okay, we have to just. At this rate, it will be impossible to defeat Izanami. Call what Igor and Margaret told you.
That is a crystal of power which you have nurtured through your journey. An orb that repels fabrications of all sorts, dispels lies, and shines upon the truth.
Truth is a thing which only appears to those who have observed, considered, and made a choice. At the end of the path you chose lies the truth. Believe in it, and continue without faltering.
Orb of Sight begins to unmask Izanami's truth. Okay, so that's what it's going to get used for.
Well then, allow me to show you my full splendor.
Alright, let's see what this final form is.
I am a god. I'll teach you the truth of your minuscule existences.
A god? Huh! Bring it on!
We've made it this far. We can't lose now.
You cannot defeat me with strength alone. Soon, you will understand.
Look out! We've never seen anything like her.
So that would have counted as a voice line had I, so that would have basically meant, instead of me grinding out for those 3 lines, I probably could have got it during the boss fight. Because there's at least 4 voice lines in this fight, but I didn't want to risk it, so we actually did come very close.
It's really strong. Don't use electricity.
Okay, so it drains electricity now, but it still does everything else. Go with the same strategy that it did before. Just punch. We're doing more damage here than we were before. Interesting.
Let's go!
Doing more damage to this form than I am in the other one. Unless it's because it's carrying over my tap.
Here goes! Persona!
I think so far this is the weakest. This is the weakest
Now, Tokun, your defense is down.
music for the final boss and like the areas. Like I definitely hold in my opinion for this that this is the weakest of the 4 of the 3, 4, and 5 in terms of music.
Persona!
Gonna full heal everyone anyway, so attacking through this is fine.
Persona!
Here goes! Persona!
The stage is already set for your demise. I'll end your lives here.
About that, we dodged it, like, absorbed it, blocked it completely, and then got hit. And it didn't even really matter.
Persona!
Yeah, just continue on punching it.
Let's go!
Persona!
Here goes! Persona!
Come, Kozeon!
I see you're the fury of Yasuko, so you are a lightning based.
Senpai, your agility has been
Hey,
lowered.
we got an agility lower here as well, so I could have just not grinded for those extra lines and saved a couple of minutes, and we would have been able to get it through the final fight, which would have been pretty cool, but it's fine.
Darkness won't.
We're charged up and focused, so it might actually be good to do both
Persona!
magic and fizz because of the extra damage.
Senpai, your defense has been lowered.
It lowered everything. Okay. Yes, everyone has mind charge and...
Kanji, your agility has been
So
lowered.
we definitely would have got the we definitely would have got the Risette Trophy during the final.
Kanji, your defense has been lowered.
Here goes. Crush it time.
The time has
Should have
come
probably
for
healed,
us
but
to
it's
end this.
I'm still gonna be okay.
Owie! Teddy, look out!
Risette blocked the attacks.
Now, Tokun, your agility is down.
I mean, I have the ability to heal as well.
Persona.
I don't think Teddy can. Alright, now let's do
Teddy, your defense has been lowered.
attacks that are magic because
All yours.
we have mind charge and power charge because of
Kanji, your agility has been lowered.
because of
What's up? What was it?
Here goes.
oh, never mind.
Persona.
I just healed. I forgot about life.
Flame.
Teddy's acting weird. You should help him.
Persona.
Alright, back to physical attacks now. Because we're not starting focusing.
Persona! Oh, yeah.
Here goes. Persona.
Kozeon!
Flame.
Let's go!
Probably wait one turn.
What's up?
Here goes. Crush it time.
Protect me, Kozeon!
Persona.
Let's go!
Persona! What's up?
Here goes. Crush it time.
Goodbye.
We could have gotten the fight
reality
finished.
of your
I could have
death.
got the fight finished if I did not, heal it by mistake. Hopefully this doesn't kill
Sensei!
us.
Owie!
So that would have killed us if it was,
Owie!
Come on, get up. Please get up.
No!
everyone's knocking us out of the way because it
Don't give in. Please get back up.
doesn't matter anyway, but, that attack was supposed to kill us, but because we had the other characters be able to sacrifice the fight should be over at this point.
Here goes. Persona.
Or is this just a set? It just drop kicks us out of the way. Is this just a set,
Oh!
Kanji! No!
It's
Okay, it's the same thing I'm supposed to happen. I love that.
Way.
When you're about to suffer a mortal blow, you get, like, shoved out of the way by the... That happens in the other ones, but they only had a shove out of the way. Kanji straight up drop kicks us. I'm assuming this isn't the end of the fight, because I've already beaten it and knocked it out of the...
No, get up! We came so far!
That can't be the end of the fight if I made a mistake, right? Because I don't think that I have. It was the fact that everyone else shoved themselves out of the way and then we still got it to full health. I think we're still fine. This is probably part of the fight. That was actually a really interesting... your consciousness is fading. Is this where you will fall before a powerful enemy? You hear someone's voice.
What are you doing? Get up. You are not someone allowed to fall here. You must know already. The true nature of bonds, what bonds give to you. Here, listen closely.
What's the matter? Isn't it too early to give up? You taught me what a family truly is. I had my hands full just with Nanako when you came rolling in. I wasn't sure what to do. But then again, I can get back up as many times as I need to with you two with me. However painful it gets, I'll just grit my teeth. I'll get up as many times as I have to for you two. A father can be pretty stupid that way, huh?
Don't go, partner. Everything inside me changed after I met you. I'm glad we met. I wouldn't have made it this far if I hadn't done it alongside you. You can't let it end this way, right? You can keep going. Right, partner?
No! Don't leave me! I'm scared. I'm such a stubborn, two-faced coward. But you understood me. That's why I can become as strong as I need to be. Hey, can you hear me? Don't close your eyes yet. I'll give you our strength. You're our last hope. Please, get back up, just once more.
Senpai, how much longer are you gonna just lie there? I mean, like that senpai? Not the kind of guy who can let it drop like this. That ain't the senpai I look up to. Get back up. Just one more time. Let me protect you.
Senpai, thanks. I'm glad I came to this town. When I think back on all the fun I had with you... Senpai, please stand up just one more time. I'll be your strength.
Senpai, if you stay down, I won't forgive you. You gave me a reason for me to stay just as I am. For someone like you to leave me in the dark halfway like this, Please stand up. Just once more. Let's fight this together. Never fear. We're always together.
Fox's cry is weak. Yeah, this is the point in time where each and every one of our party members ends up joining the, like, not party members, like Social Links comes and just chills with us and just says, hey, like, don't give up.
What's the matter? Are you gonna let it all
keep
end
fighting,
here?
all that sort of stuff.
Come on, you're not alone. Just like me and Ko weren't. I won't let you do this alone.
You gotta be joking. Don't you care that I won't be able to take another step forward if you disappear? I couldn't stick by someone who'd do that to me.
Please don't give up, Senpai. I've had enough with losing the people most precious to me. I don't want to lose you too.
You idiot! Always insisting on doing everything yourself. Some things you can only do because you're not alone. It doesn't matter if it's a boyfriend, a friend, or family, you'll always have to part someday. But our bonds mean we never truly have to say farewell.
I'm sorry I can't be there to support you in your hour of need. Life. It's filled with so many things that are dirty, grotesque, and painful. There's no way you can stand it alone. But no one is truly alone in this world. You know that, since you've protected those precious to you, right? Come on. People are waiting for you.
Come on, my dear. It's too early yet for you to sleep. I know you must be a little tired, but there are still people waiting for you.
I'm glad they voiced these though, because in Persona 3, well, in Persona 5 they were voiced. In Persona 3 they were not, so all the, even the ones
really
without party
done
members weren't
everything
voiced.
you can with those precious to you.
Thanks, mister. To tell the truth, to be brave, to stand up again, to believe. You taught me all those things. You have to believe that you're not alone either, mister.
Mister. Actually, you're only a high school boy. You must have gone through so much pain. It must have been so tough for you. But it's wonderful to be able to protect someone who matters to you. You showed me that joy.
Man, you're so cruel. You make me take responsibility for my sins, but you're gonna let this bitch take you down like this? That's hilarious. Get up. You're not like me, right?
Sensei. I'll protect you, Sensei.
I just like how I've been lying here this entire time, just listening to everybody else, because For 5, it was like we were up fighting the boss, and then we heard everyone's cries coming from down, like
my life.
You're
important to
me. In the main areas. And then this one we're unconscious and we're hearing everyone.
I'm not
and then
alone
I think
anymore.
3's was like we were
Neither
basically
are
like
you,
floating
Sensei.
around in the air and we heard everyone's voices.
I'm sure together we can do things that no one could do alone.
Hey, big bro.
So this is probably all determined based on, I'm assuming that if you don't have all your social links done, that they're, they won't appear here if you don't have them maxed
I'll
out.
be a good girl. So don't go. I don't want you to go. Big bro. Can you hear everyone's voices? The people do not wish for a world enveloped in fog. There are times when they'll stop and think they can't go another step. But please, grant everyone's wishes. Bring light to people's hearts. Please get up. Just once more.
Parts of those, you form the deepest bonds where they become your strength. So become your strength. Oh, okay, I get what's happening now. We're getting the, Izanagi has transfigured Izanagi no Okami. Okay, so now we're, because remember the fight that we were up against was Izanami no Okami, so now we've got Izanagi no Okami. So we've got our transformation now. So this will be our final persona that we have to make for New Game Plus. So it's going to be very similar to Sataniel and what was the other one? Orpheus Talos, I believe, for the end of the other game. So we have to make them later.
Impossible! Can the will of so few surpass the will of all mankind? How can your powers rival mine? Why don't you understand?
Alright, what's our super attack gonna be this time
for
around?
humans to grasp the truth.
Is our super attack gonna be a, What's our super attack this time? There was 7 Sins Bullet, what was the other one? I can't remember what the one from 3 was. Was it the Great Seal was the thing? So what's our super attack gonna be this time? Myriad Truths. The word of power that banishes all the world's curses and falsehoods. Okay? Let's see what it does. Again, always a forced fight, like this.
This can't be. could I be defeated? How am I the one to disappear? Instead of the endless struggle, wouldn't it be easier to wrap oneself in lies and live in blissful ignorance? Isn't that true peace for humans?
How many times do we have to tell you? The hell with that shit!
Stop assuming you know us!
Very well.
Thank you for the like, Cupid. We just made it to the end. We just finished the final fight, so get to enjoy the cutscenes and the credits and all that good stuff.
Power enough to
Fantastic
erase
game.
my existence. You have
A little let down by some things, but
of.
I think the best way to look at these games is excluding Persona 3 Reload. I think playing them like 3, 4, and 5, and then getting all those experiences from the things. I think I can see where the improvements for each game have improved on. So I'm really looking forward to 6. Really looking forward to Persona 6, because if they're going to continue the trend of each numbered Persona is better than the previous one.
You have lifted the fog in this world, as well as the fog in
looking
your
forward to
own.
seeing if they can top 5, because I think that they...
And whether that will lead to
That would be
happiness
really nice to see.
or not rests upon your shoulders. Children of man, well done.
All right, we did it!
Thank goodness. It's really over now.
Yep, this time it's all over!
It seems this is more like a beginning for us, though.
Well, now we've got no regrets for tomorrow.
Friends that you can believe in, and the many people you have come to understand. Strong heart bound to others, trying to ascertain the truth. Firm belief in grasping the truth with your own hands without being missable or deceived. The power of these things has brought judgment down on what deceived mankind, opening the door to a new tomorrow.
Welcome back. Everything's finally over. You really are incredible. I'm no match for you. You just fought the other me that split from my personality. The two Sagiri, the other me, and the me that is speaking with you right now.
Okay, this makes sense now, because remember, this is the Marie that we saw at the start, because she was wearing different clothes. And her hair, I think she was wearing different clothes anyway. The first one that we about bumped into was, thing, so...
They were all originally one within me. But there was nothing I could have done without my powers. If not for you, I would have disappeared along with the fog when the hollow forest vanished. Thank you so much. You saved everything. I'll be all right. The fragments you defeated have returned to me, and will soon become one. My name is Izanami no Mikoto. The fertile will that protects those who live in this land and fulfills their wishes. I will not forget you. Please do not forget. I am always by your side.
How marvelous. You have driven back a godly being and brought about a new world. This will be the last time we summon you here.
Soon, the fog will lift, and our destination will be visible. We will be arriving shortly.
This journey was a fruitful one, worthy of marking a turning point in your destiny. Many a time along the way did the fog of lies prevent you from moving forth. Yet in every instance, you overcame the temptation of easy exits and false terminals. In forging bonds with those precious to you, you move closer to the truth, one step at a time. And my heart danced with delight to see you succeed. I am most honored to have borne witness to such a wondrous journey.
Our destination is close at hand now.
Well then, we have finally come to your journey's true end. Our contract has been fulfilled. My own duties end here as well. You were truly a remarkable guest. Now, go forth and see with your own eyes. See the world you have won, the bright, magnificent future.
We're getting very close now. I'm assuming we can't, since we've already said goodbye to everybody, I assume we can't go and like move around anymore, so we'll just get a bunch of animated cutscenes together.
The fog is all gone. Wow.
It's nice. It feels kind of nostalgic.
I know this place. This scenery. A long, long time ago, everywhere in this world used to look like this.
So this is the world inside people's hearts. It feels nice. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
The town's fog and the fog from the other world have been cleared. The human heart has the strength to shine through the clouds of lies and uncertainty. You and your friends were able to prove that fact, and that will remain true until the end of time. Okay, do we still get to move around with stuff, or...?
Yo.
No, this is it.
Nope, this is it.
I've already said goodbye to everyone anyway.
You really are leaving, huh? It hasn't really hit me yet.
No more senpai from tomorrow on.
Hey, quit crying. It's way too soon for that.
I like how they over-accentuate the tears, though. It looks like she's crying on top of Chie and Yukiko.
But...
Sheesh. That stuff's kind of contagious, you know? We gotta put on a good face for Senpai.
Big bro? I don't want you to go away.
Nanako, didn't you promise that you wouldn't cry? Building a case against Adachi is going pretty smoothly. After all, he's made a full confession to his crimes. There haven't been any more incidents since then. Inaba's finally back to its normal, peaceful self. And Nanako's better now too. I couldn't ask for anything more. Thanks for everything. To me, you're just as much a part of this family as Nanako. I'm really glad you came to stay with us.
Sensei, I finally found a place for me. That's why I'm going back over there. To make sure it never goes wrong again, I'm going to protect that world from now on. I can finally be proud and say, that world is where I belong.
Man, Senpai, this town's gonna feel empty without you.
How cruel! Were you even listening?
We can see you anytime we want, you dork.
Like you'll be gone long. Soon as you start craving something like ice cream, you'll be back in a flash.
Come on, my honeys. Bluffing that way isn't very cute, you know.
You're just gonna be going in and out of the TV at Junes. How's that different from what you've been doing?
I can't quite decide what to do. At first, I only planned on staying here until the case was completely closed. Maybe I should stick to my original plan and take the train back with you, Senpai. Kidding, of course. I couldn't do something like that. It's not as though we'll never see each other again. Feel free to call me anytime, even if there isn't a case to solve.
I don't feel like saying goodbye either. Hey, you got any plans during the long holiday in May? If you're free, come over and visit. With no mysteries to solve, we can have some real fun.
I'll make reservations now so that we can stay at my family's inn.
Ooh, I can get my revenge for that night. Our surprise sneak attack will work for sure this time.
Don't bring that up, you stupid bear! Hey, what happened to going back to that world?
That has nothing to do with this. It's entirely different.
That reminds me, she's not here. I would have thought that she would come today at least.
Oh, right, because I don't know what happened with Marie. Because, remember, we rescued her, but then, we saw her in the Velvet Room, which, you know, outside of them meeting Margaret and stuff, they don't really know too much about it, so, yeah, if they're talking about Marie, then we have to explain to them that she's not around anymore.
I haven't seen her ever since... Is she doing okay?
I think so. I'm pretty sure she's fine or she's in our hearts. I'm pretty certain she's disappeared, so yeah, I think we should totally tell everyone what's happened here.
Wait, what's that supposed to mean?
Like, we have to. We can't just shouldn't lie to them.
Oh, so Emmy-chan went back there, huh?
Teddy might be able to find her, maybe, I don't know.
Oh my, I've got a hottie for a neighbor now. What should I do?
Oh, is that what you meant? Oh, I thought something bad had happened to her.
Why'd you have to say it like that? Well, as long as she's doing well, that's okay.
Hey, stop ignoring me.
But back to a serious note, she should have at least shown up here since this is the last time we'll see you.
This isn't the last time, stupid moronji!
Why do you have to say things like that too?
It's almost time. You better get on the train.
Come back anytime you want. We can eat ramen again.
Alright, so first I like this though. So we said goodbye to all of our classmates. All of our... we said goodbye to all of our party members, and now we're saying goodbye to all of the, because that's one thing the other games didn't have either. It's like, they had the stuff that they did at the end during the fight. You could see them before you left. This game has both of those, and it has this extended sequence where you say goodbye to everyone.
Me and Daisuke will definitely come crash at your place someday.
If anything happens, you can always come back here. I'll be waiting for you.
Thanks for everything. Please take care.
As soon as I can look out for myself, I'll go see you.
Well, see ya.
Good luck over there, too.
If anything happens on your end, we'll come running.
Until we meet again, Senpai.
Senpai, I'll be waiting for you.
See ya. Take care.
I'll be looking forward to seeing you again.
Well, be careful.
I'll see you, Big Bro. Bye-bye.
Thank you for everything. Stay well until we meet again someday.
You'll always be my sensei forever!
Please don't forget about us over there. I love you, Senpai.
I'll do my best! You better not run away too, Senpai!
I'll always remember our time together.
Distance doesn't matter to us! Even if we're separated, we're still friends!
Take care.
See you again, Sensei! Bye!
I'll miss you.
Wait,
He's really gone.
I thought something was about to
Exactly,
happen.
won't be around.
Was the train gonna
We'll
come
be
back or
okay,
something?
right, guys?
Doesn't matter how far apart we are.
Welcome in, Havoc.
The bonds we've made will remain strong.
Oh, you got your
Everyone's heart is
you got your
connected to
approved
the
emote,
people
I
they
see.
know and trust.
I like the art style. It looks very
It's
nice.
those bonds that let us all
like the way
search
that it
for our
looks.
purpose in life.
All different
as
reactions
long as it's a
to
purpose you believe in, there will always be someone who
emotions, I
can
should
help
say.
you fulfill it.
Yeah, I'm glad that it got approved.
You, me,
we
and everyone
are.
else.
We just finished the
There are
game.
no barriers.
Well, we're seeing the ending.
Our
We're about to
hearts
get the
are
credits.
one.
I
Right,
still have a lot
Sensei?
that I have to go through, like what we have to do for other stuff as well. So I'll probably end up. Can you say the artist name without trying to advertise? Sure. I don't have a problem if you like you can. I'm not that strict when it comes to advertising. Like you're not breaking any rules here. It's all good with me. Okay, summer vacation. 10 doesn't seem to have changed at all since last time. Actually, I can, that's interesting. So, okay, Freckled Milk has an art style of her own. I've always loved... okay, that's, yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. Usually, I've noticed some things, when you highlight over emotes in OBS, it usually tells you, like, sometimes it actually does give you the artist's name. That is another way that you can have stuff as well. Like, when I highlight over this emote, it tells me what the code for the emote is, and then tells you which channel it relates to, which is obviously yours. I think there's a way to make it so that if you hover over it, it shows the artist who made it as well. I've noticed. But yeah, I like the art style. I'm not an artist, so I'm not very talented that way, but I can appreciate, like, when other people put a lot of hard work. The detail in this looks very nice. I think it looks very detailed. 10 doesn't seem to have changed at all since last time.
I have seen the light! I've learned the most important lesson from the events last year.
Yeah, it only happens sometimes, because I've seen other, sometimes it'll give you the actual code for the emote, but then it'll, instead of telling you which channel it's from, it'll tell you who the artist is. There's Namatame. Man you've seen before is delivering a passionate address to the crowd. But yeah, that definitely, it's definitely good for both of you to have it in a portfolio. That way, her art gets advertised, and also, where its origin is coming from, which would be obviously your channel, because it was something that you wanted to have done. So it's the same thing that I've done with my art. I can't claim that this is my layout. I did not make this layout, so I always make sure I link that into the...
Unfortunately, this world is full of things meant to deceive people. The things you do in pursuit of justice may actually be a terrible mistake. One man is not enough to judge these things.
Subathon? Yeah, that could be a good idea. That's a good way to, it's a good way to get your channel going, like do something for community-based as well as, do something community-based as well as, like, rally up some stuff that you might want to improve on.
It was a group of boys and girls who taught me that.
Plus, because it's going to be a permanent part of your stream, the PNG idea that you have, obviously you want them to be as high quality as possible.
In their spirit, I want to join hands with all of you to rethink this town's future.
I've thought about doing subathons at some point in time. Just the issue is that, like, my content is,
I want Inaba to be a town free from deceit and distractions.
Popular enough.
That keep you from focusing on the things most important
And I still
to you.
want to, one goal at a time. I'm thinking too far ahead. I only want to do one thing at a time.
Hey kid, do you know who that is?
Yeah, but I know who that is.
He was arrested during those terrible murders last year, right? And now he's running for mayor.
Yeah,
that was a surprise.
I've seen VTubers use the idea that you're thinking of, and it just seems like you just need to have the PNG actual picture, and it's essentially just like a light switch that turns off and on based on the voice. So you pretty much only need to do part of the.
He's so passionate.
You don't need to waste
though.
the animation.
At
You can
first,
just,
no one wanted to go near him, but look at him now.
All the technology. I'd say that's a good idea. Plus, paying for animations outside of still images is much more expensive.
I've been to a few of his speeches. I think he might be a pretty nice guy.
Yeah, I was just giving an example, because animated ones are a lot more expensive, and they're also harder to do. But I do want to attempt to do some myself, because I do have,
and not get so sidetracked
I do have
by
experience
passing trends.
in Flash.
This town will regain its former glory.
After Effects, so I could probably try and make my own animated ones at some point in time.
So please, lend me your strength. Please.
Nobody seems to be here to welcome you. Decides to go to the Dojima residence. Yeah, that works. Obviously your idea works. Again, a VTuber that I watch, her and her partner both stream together, and so they do the whole Discord thing where when one talks, the other one and the other one talks, they have the light up system similar to what you were trying to think of, and that seems to work pretty well. Front door is locked, they seem to be away. Plus, you can do it with multiple people as well. So sometimes they have 4 people on stream, and so you have like the 4 little like chibi PNG icons. Started called Dojima.
Hello? Oh, it's you, huh?
I think you have a nice idea going. I think that definitely works.
Coming over. Was that today? Sorry, but my hands are tied right now. Why don't you call one of your friends and hang out with them for a bit? I'll see you later.
Yeah, what favor do you want me to do? Try to fulfill it as best as I can. So I just call Yosuke. Yosuke isn't answering either. Did something happen? Well, I guess it depends on what it's for, because obviously if it's something that I can do on stream, then I can probably just do that. Because I won't see my Discord until after the stream's over. I usually don't check it until after I finish streaming. Still haven't seen anybody yet. In a central shopping district. Don't see anyone you know.
Hey, what do you think of beefsteak onigiri? We can freeze it and sell it nationwide through Amazing Commodities.
I don't know. Those are handmade, aren't they? I don't think we can mass produce them. On the other hand, maybe limited quantities and handmade are good selling points that could revitalize this town.
That's what we're talking about, the future tech link that animates the PNGs. Yeah. 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 I'm guessing that's what it is. So I don't have any intentions on using it myself. If I was doing VTubing, then obviously I would have done
but
that.
I don't think I could
That's,
bear to be away from here.
I'm more comfortable doing this. Plus, I think a lot of VTubing stuff, I would like to... A lot of the people who do the artist... a lot of the people who do the art themselves, and seeing the quality of the stuff is just really...
We'll have to work together if we don't want it to fall apart.
Great news! Junes said we'll have their full cooperation!
Yes! Good thing we went to talk with them. If only we'd done it sooner.
But what are we supposed to sell in a locally produced goods section? I guess the steak kebabs are good, but what other stuff is there? We're not famous for anything else.
Give me anything, you half-wit! Vegetables, fish, even ramen! As long as it's something we put our backs into, it'll sell like hotcakes.
Yeah, I get what you mean. I get what you mean. You're basically saying that if I wanted to collaborate with someone that was already doing PNG tubing or VTubing in general, that you could just have a thing set up on the other stream to have the to have them still appear.
You gotta work hard so you don't embarrass Junes. We can't be weak now.
Shopping District is coming up live. Decided to go to Junes. Hey, Junes Food Court. Don't see anyone you know. No, there they are.
Ow! You're going to give us away, idiot! Only because you were slow. Slow like a jar of molasses. Shut up! He's going to hear! Ah, we blew it. Oh well.
I guess it is a useful tool for me to learn if I ever needed to use that for anything. For collaborations, for multiplayer stuff or online stuff, if I ever did that. I knew that I had heard of Fujitech before, but I just could not remember where I'd seen it. But now I think I remember why I remember that name.
Bah! It's a bear!
What are you guys doing? This isn't anything like we planned.
Wait a second. Is that Kanji right there? Kanji is dressed in a school uniform with his hair neatly done and glasses on.
And what's with the bah? It's a bear. Oh,
Yeah, I just couldn't remember what I had seen, but that was definitely where I had seen it from. That Fujitech style thing. And the fact that it works with Discord is also really helpful, because that means you don't need to have as many other potential problems. Just like
I knew we'd run into snags.
People can stream through Discord as well, so.
I'm sorry.
And then Discord having the no cam or just voice option on top of that also.
I'm sorry.
Upsell.
Senpai! You're here! Did you miss me?
We heard you were coming, so we planned a little surprise. I mean, things got kinda nuts when you last visited in May. thought instead of you coming to each of our houses, we'd spice things up this time.
Yeah, and we thought you'd miss us a little if you couldn't find any of us.
But what have you got planned after this? Because obviously, you've got your emotes approved now. You're gonna work on this Fujitech stuff to get the PNGs to flash correctly. Have you got any other plans that you wanna do to expand?
Didn't go quite like we planned, but it's been a while, Senpai.
Because it seems like you're being able to add a lot more now, which is
Were
nice.
you surprised?
You spend anything a better headset? Yeah, that makes sense. Surprised it was such a fight. What on earth are you with?
You were? Success!
Yeah, I think that's the biggest, if you ask most people who are streaming, I think most people will tell you that the hardest thing to get right is audio in general. It always seems to be really inconsistent. Especially when, well, it's weird. They'll tell you that audio is even I'll say audio is the hardest thing. But the hardest thing is with the audio is that it's something that is determined also on the viewer as well. So you could have really good audio, but if you're listening to it via a really bad, like, not a good hearing device, for example, it's not going to sound as good, but then the reverse happens as well. So it's kind of like trying to find a balance between what works for the channel and then also making sure that it was, because I learned that with my actual stream. I was streaming so we have an art tablet, and the art tablet itself can stream
Sorry,
on
she
Twitch
laughs
4K.
for even less reason than before.
Now, I did not know this for the 3 months that I was doing it, that no one could see my stream because the way Twitch works is if they're trying to watch on a mobile device, 4K does not work. 4K does not work on most of the mobile Twitch apps, and so I figured it out because someone came in and checked it on their computer, checked it on their tablet, checked it on their phone, checked it on all these other devices, and we found that certain devices would allow you to watch the stream, other ones would not. So I figured, okay, I'm just gonna scrap, realizing that was the problem, and I just went to 1920 by 1080. So if Twitch does eventually enable 4K to be consistent across all their broadcasting devices, I do have access to 4K now. Well, I've had access to it since I started. Oh, you want a mic that will stay where you put it versus the PS4 mic? Yeah, do you absolutely need a headset? Because, you could try a normal mic. Like, I use a microphone, and so, like, I'm talking right now. My microphone is, like, over here. You can't even see where it is on the screen. So it's, like, over next to my tower. And so I don't even have to be that close to it.
Ooh, so hey, Senpai, how do I look?
And I don't have to worry about wires. No wires are necessary when it comes to those. You just plug it into the computer and it works.
Did you think I was someone else? Is your heart melting?
Oh, come on. You know who's changed more than anybody else here.
Yeah. Will you asshats lay off? You're getting a little rude there.
Well, we have all changed a little.
Yeah, I just noticed this now. So Kanji's gone and changed his hair. Naoto is now, Naoto's not dressed as a detective anymore. Yosuke and Teddy look like they're the same. Chie looks the same. Same with Risette, I guess. Yukiko has kind of changed, I guess, but...
None of us can remain in stasis forever.
We haven't actually seen a clock to see how much time went by, I don't think. But I'm not sure what type of mic you're looking for. I've got a Blue Yeti. I don't know if they're the standard now, but they were a while ago, but I wasn't looking for the standard. I was looking for consistency and, you know, just making sure that something worked, and so, like, and a reliable microphone that wouldn't have to change, and so it already comes with a stand, and you can, like, move it around and adjust that, and it only has the wire that has connected to the back of the computer, so I don't even have to move it around all that much, and, it doesn't need to be super, super close to pick up the sound.
None of us want to be the guy who's always talking about how great things were back in the day.
And it comes with different modes as well, so I think you have like 4 different modes that you can switch between.
As long as we're all here, keeping an eye out for each other, we can change.
I used to have the box in here when I was first like setting everything up, but I don't know where it's gone.
Yosuke's still a show-off. Not me, though. I'm different now. Why, I've powered up so much that I'm probably a grizzly bear.
Huh. Sounds powerful. I'll stick you with all the manual labor then.
Oh, hi. It's me. Did the surprise go well?
Yeah, it's still ongoing, or we don't know. I guess this was supposed to be a surprise.
Oh, well, that's good.
You didn't see Nanako, though.
Sorry, they asked for my help, so I acted like I wasn't home when you came by. I'm a pro when it comes to seeing through a lie, but when I'm the one who has to put on an act, I don't last 5 seconds. Anyway, bring them all back here. I've got a good meal waiting.
Told everyone that Dojima is waiting.
Oh, really? Let's eat!
Hey, Kanji! This is to celebrate Senpai coming back!
Shut up, I know!
So let's go to the Dojima residence with the others. There's Nanako.
Oh, so good!
Wait.
Hey, Senpai,
No,
that's your
Nanako's
second
not even-
one! We get 1 each, remember?
You kids sure eat a lot. I thought I might have ordered too much, but look at you, plowing through it already.
Sorry about that, and thanks. Isn't Nanako-chan here? I'd hate to eat her share too.
She's at piano lessons. Don't worry, I set hers aside. Oh, didn't I tell you? Yeah, Nanako started learning the piano. She should be back any time now. I'm sure she'll be rushing home. Ever since she found out you'd be back, it's all she's talked about.
Well, she's doing well. How have you been? Yeah, you know what? Like, we haven't asked about how Dojima's gone today.
Me? Well, my injuries are healing.
I'm not sure how much time's gone by. I didn't I didn't pay
Apart
attention
from that,
to
I've been slowly moving on, bit by bit.
I'm assuming this is May, maybe?
Actually, I came across some information about an old hit-and-run incident. The victim was Chisato Dojima, my wife. I've been chasing dead ends and false leads for so long, but I think I'm finally getting close to the truth. Just when I thought I'd keep my personal feelings separate from my job. It's strange. Though, it's thanks to you that I was able to draw that line in the first place. Thank you.
Anything else new or what happened with last year's case? Yeah, what actually happened with the case? Because we haven't heard anything about this from Dojima. Or anyone, really.
Oh, that?
Like, what actually happened to Adachi?
Well, I don't know if you heard already, but Namatame got released on lack of evidence. I can't tell you too much, but basically no one could reproduce his supposed methods, not even Namatame himself. He was very insistent on the details of his crimes, but a diary isn't enough evidence to build a case on. He came to me to apologize, but I told him he should come up with his own way to make up for it. He said he was going to run for mayor. I don't know how serious he was about that.
Oh, so that was Namatame-san giving those speeches.
Oh yeah, and I went to see Adachi.
What happened to him?
Well, that's the thing I'm realizing now. If they can't prove that Namatame was doing it based on the thing, they can't prove that Adachi did it either, apart from his confession, but that's not enough to...
Were you the one to interrogate him?
I'm not sure if that's enough to... I'm not sure if that's enough, honestly.
No, I wasn't part of that. I couldn't be. We were too close. But he was indicted. It was probably just circumstantial evidence, but he said a lot of things only the real killer could know. After they set a trial date for him, I was able to go see him.
I see.
They say he's a model prisoner. The bastard says he gets better treatment behind bars than he did when he was working with me. Huh. Next time when I go see him, I'll bring him a cheap cabbage.
I'm home.
Oh, she changed her hair as well. I like this. I like that they're expanding. This feels like, because again, when it came to 3 and 5, we kind of just ended that we left and then the credits rolled. But now that we've returned to the area, we're getting a little bit of an expansion again.
Dad, is Big Bro? Big Bro!
She even sounds a little different, like she's aged a little bit.
Surprised, Nanako?
Welcome home, Nana-chan.
Teddy too? And Risette-chan! Everyone's here! I'm learning piano now, and I've been a good girl. I'll play for you sometime.
I didn't think she'd ask to start piano lessons. Like mother, like daughter, I guess. Chisato was a piano teacher, but Nanako's pretty good herself. At first, I didn't even want to hear the word piano. Now that she wants to learn, I gotta get over it.
I remember what my mom played. I'm gonna play it for you, Dad. Dad, the weather report's on.
And now, the weather. It was nice and sunny today, but what will it look like after that? Take it away, Mariko.
Hello, Mariko Kasumi here.
Hang on a second. Hang on 1 second. This is not Mariko Kusumi, this is Marie. Marie is alive.
We've been having a lot of rain recently, so starting today, I'm gonna make it sunny.
Okay, so Marie is alive now.
I mean, after all that rain, I don't think we're gonna have to worry about any water shortages this summer. And besides, someone's visiting. I can't have it rain while he's here, so I'm gonna keep it sunny for a while.
Mariko? Mariko, please calm down.
Oh, but if it gets too hot, then some rain should be fine. He should tell me whenever he wants it different, and I'll change it. Just like that.
The weather forecaster is Marie. Okay, so I guess she still retains some of her power. She can change the weather now. She's Storm.
Oh, I forgot to mention.
So I guess she came back, right?
She's been coming here a lot. She's famous now.
How'd she get so popular so fast? What was the station thinking? Her stage name's so boring, too.
This girl will decide tomorrow's weather, right? Whenever she says it's gonna be sunny, the sun comes out.
In her case, maybe.
Thanks, Mariko. Tell our viewers goodbye.
Yeah, but before that, a personal message. I'm doing just fine. Love you.
What?
She just straight on the weather just said she. Yeah.
What's that?
I love all their reactions to all the characters doing stuff.
Did she just confess her love on a public news show?
I can imagine the complaints flying in right now. Kids these days. Wait, that was your name. If only you were so lucky, huh?
I hope you all have a good day tomorrow. Remember, the more you put in, the more you get out.
The more you get out.
I see that weather girl a lot. The younger ones at the station tell me they feel motivated whenever she does that.
I'm surprised or just a coincidence. No, I'm probably not surprised. It seems like she has
I
influence
feel it
over
a little myself, to be honest. Well, I'm just glad the weird fog is gone. Now we don't have to obsess over the weather report.
It is really great, though. Everyone in town is more motivated.
Yeah, people have so much energy now.
You're right. It doesn't wear you down walking through town anymore. Not like last year.
Everyone has a more positive outlook on life than when I first came.
It shows people can change. For better or worse, I guess. Depends on your perspective. After the fog lifted, I'm sure people just realized that it's a lot brighter when your eyes are open. There's a lot we'd rather not see. A lot of grime in the human heart. But if you close your eyes to everything, you can't even see the people close to you. How can you be happy like that? The only thing to do, really, is to keep marching on, straight ahead. I'm rambling, aren't I? Guess I had more to drink than I thought. Oh yeah, Nanako, didn't you say there was something you wanted to tell him when he came home?
Your cooking is barely food, Chie.
Wait, what? Oh, then. Some of the characters do look older now. And different. Is that an egg roll?
Gotcha.
I think it's an egg roll, right?
Got it?
Oh, yeah?
then. 1 and...
It's good to see you, Senpai.
Kanji, it was welcome back. How could you mess that up?
Hey, just shut up, all right? I just got stage fright, that's
Well,
all.
I figured someone would blow it.
無慈悲な言葉だけがでたらめに
I think that's the end. Is that the end? I don't know if there's any more scenes. I'll wait for the credits to start rolling, just in case it's none. Maybe I should put the controller down just in case. I think it is. I think we're at the end. Yeah, we are. There we go. We're finally at the end. After about 130... close to 140 hours, probably. We're done. We're finally finished. The first playthrough, at least. We still have a second playthrough to do, where we need to beat the secret boss. We also need to go and get one of the other things out of the way too. And then like everything else is just we get a bunch of stuff that carries over, and we're gonna just do a lot of skill cards, along with maybe the alternate social link, just to get those out there to see how those do. We don't have to do the free stuff. Do some other we'll figure that out when we get there. But we have finished the game, so let's go over this, shall we? Because there's a lot that I need to talk about. I do not think that this is as good as 5. I think it's better than 3, but I think the best way to look at these is each game numbered is an improvement over the next one. For one reason or another. I think this is in every way, for the most part, better than 3 portable was. I can't compare it to 3 reload because 3 reload plays more like 5, so it's a lot harder to compare those. But yeah, I guess I usually go over everything with these. Character, story, gameplay, music, and graphics. Let's start with the music. So, music-wise, I think this is the weakest of the entry of 3, 4, and 5. The music is not bad. I just think that there's a lot of music that is better in the other versions, in the other games. Of course, I've still got some Persona games to play from this. I still haven't played Arena Ultimate yet, which has 3 and 4 characters in it, so that will be interesting, and a few other things as well. My favorite theme is probably the winter music that plays during the winter areas when you're just walking around in the outside and stuff. But everything else is solid. I just don't think it's as good as the other games are. Like, there's some themes that are better than others, but I was a bit let down by the final theme. I was a bit let down by some of the boss themes as well. So that's about it for music, right? And graphics is also pretty simple. Again, it's not like 5, so it's kind of a mixture between 3 and 5. You still get the flat images, which I like the most more than I certified anyway. We also got moving around instead of just having the flat 2D spaces. We actually got to move around. The movement's not as good as what it is in 5 because you can't change the camera angles. A few other things like that. And there weren't as many places to explore this time around, but again, graphically wise, the game still looks like it. Still looks really good. Like all the Persona summoning, the actual looks of the palaces and the TV worlds was good as well. Each of them being themed often different things. I liked that as well. And I guess I did it today. What did we do? We resaved lives, pretty much done. I could have saved them all the way to the final boss, but I didn't want to risk it. So good thing we didn't have to grind too far for that. We also had We also had a few other things to work on with that. The final boss was fairly simple and easy to beat. Granted, we were max level, but still, I think out of the final bosses, not as emotionally impactful as 5s, not as good music-wise as 5s, not as good. I think this is the worst final boss as well out of the 3 games. So much stuff I have to try and cover and think about right now. That's probably about it for graphic-wise. And then there's like character story and gameplay. Gameplay's probably the easiest to break down, because characters and story I kind of need to like look at. Character-wise and story-wise, I need to look at the actual menus to make sure I don't forget anybody. So I guess I go over gameplay again. So, shuffle time system is back. I think the shuffle time system is better than it was in both of the other 3 games. I wish that they brought it back for 5, because I just really liked what they did with that. But what they did in 5 was also very good. So, a lot more mini games to do, a lot more things around the. Are we gonna get an extra scene here? There's Marie dressed up as the. Yeah, there's Marie in her outfit for the weather. Alright, save the clear data, obviously. I think I should always save this in a separate slot. Let's see how long we spent today on this. If you load the data you save here, you start the game over carrying over certain attributes from the clear data. If you overwrite the original save, you'll be unable to continue playing from that point in the game. Did I plat this game? No. We have to do a second playthrough, but it's going to be a speedy playthrough. I have to basically beat the secret boss and fuse for the final persona. So we have a second playthrough for this, but it's going to be much faster. It's basically just going to be fuse the last persona, at the end of every TV world, fight the optional boss, and then get to the point where we can fight the secret boss, beat them, and then we'll have the platinum, because not a lot of that's going to change. So no plat yet, but we've basically finished the game. We've seen everything that we... Then the new thing we haven't seen is the secret boss, so I'm going to confirm that now, actually. So we defeated Izanami, and we should only have 2 trophies left. Secret boss, and fusing the last persona. Everything else is done, so no plat yet. It will be the next time, but I'm going to put a game in between this one and a second playthrough, because we spent 100 and... We're about to check what my final playtime was now. So last time I saved was at 130 hours 24. Final playtime is 134 hours 50. So you're looking at around 135 hours. Not as long as 5, Royal, or even as long as 5, because, well, 5 was 150 when I first played to get the platinum. Royal, I had to do 2 playthroughs for, but it was basically 180 hours or so, if I added in all the content that I missed. So yeah, we can now reload this save, continue our progression, and then skip a lot of the stuff outside of just what I mentioned before. But I'm trying to go over an overview of everything that I have experienced, I guess. So we should be able to just load up the game. I'm gonna load up my old save just so I have something to reference back to when I start talking about everything else, because otherwise But it's most likely not gonna be my next platinum, because I'm gonna split the 2 playthroughs up. But for the most part, everything's done. I'm just trying to remember other things I wanted to put with the gameplay-wise. Yeah, I did like the shuffle time system changes. being able to upgrade skills and also upgrade persona levels and the additional bonus ones that we can get. It felt very satisfying to get shuffle times and sweet bonuses. It was kind of addicting, but we are done with those at least now. And they started adding them more and more as they went. Item-wise, I didn't really use a ton of items. I think if you look at all the items that I still have, I collected so many items that I never even had to use. But there seems to be a good variety of stuff. Anything specifically in here? Again, the bug catching, it wasn't really a mini-game, it was more so just push X at the right time. And then the fishing minigame, outside of that last annoying fish, the Sea Guardian, I enjoyed doing the fishing. That was fun. The skill card system, I definitely liked this. Being able to get the skill cards, doing all sorts of stuff with that. Getting the skill cards and giving them to Marie so she can keep them so we can buy them for the future. That was also very neat. I don't think that returns to any of the other ones. Because 5 has it where you can get skill cards via executions. Yeah, the crafting system stuff for weapons, that was all fine, but we didn't really use that all that much because we grind for these, which I've been doing. And then, obviously we retain a lot of the keycard items for future. The books, again, they brought the books back. There weren't any books in 3, but there was in Reload. What else were you able to do on the outside? The diner stuff was basically a precursor to the Big Bang Challenge. All the different part-time jobs that you had access to, which we didn't see all of them, but there was a good variety of those, and I liked how those updated. What else happened that was different? That was the movie theater was there. You had the Chagall Cafe, which is a reference obviously to the 3rd game. You also had a few other things too. The shrine, but that wasn't really a mini game. The shrine is still not as OP as it was in 5 because it wouldn't pass time in 5. In these games it does. Other gameplay elements that really changed. Because the moving around in like the TV worlds here didn't really change a lot. It was mostly just, instead of Tartarus, we were going through an individual world for each character. I did like that, because it gave you a different theme each time, versus Tartarus being just one 300-floor slog of the same sort of things for a while, and then you would occasionally get something different. So I liked how they broke these up. I still think 5 did it better. Because essentially these games were go up a couple of floors, fight a mini-boss, go up a couple of floors, fight another mini-boss, then go to the final boss itself. And then sometimes they would change the formula by going up to do something else and a few other things in association with that. But I enjoyed them for the most part. Can't think of anything else that really changed gameplay-wise. The cooking stuff that you could do was really interesting to see. There was no, Tanaka existed as well for his role, as the same character. That was also, interesting. What else was there? Fusions didn't really change all that much. Fighting itself was still the same, like we still had light darkness that doesn't do damage, but at least they actually made things a little bit easier to use, so I'm appreciative with that. We got a few more, they changed the equipment as well, I believe. So, you get a weapon, you have your normal armor and accessory, and then they changed the costumes. So costumes in 3 used to be mandatory, so if I had the battle armor or something on, it would automatically be over the character. Here you don't have that, so they removed that, but you could have them as separate costumes, but the costumes don't give you anything. So I guess that's a welcome change, but at the same time, I think one big change was the navigator. So I could not update. You could not upgrade her, so she was still on base stats, which is weird because 3 does it and 5 doesn't, but 4 doesn't. So I'm not entirely sure why they did that. And Persona stuff was mostly the same outside of, well, we still had the same cross fusions, thing fusions and that as well. What else was different? Gameplay-wise. The quest system was still the same. I don't think as much as I can really say gameplay-wise. Because the stuff with the story, we kind of went through the story as we went anyway, but like, all we did today was get to the top, fight the boss, and then the boss did a similar thing, which I did like. One thing I did like, I guess in terms of story and gameplay changes, is you never knew when the game was going to end. You had 3 different points. 3 different points? Yeah, Adachi's boss, the Marie stuff, and then this. You had like 3 different points in time where the game could have gone in and ended, but it decided not to. So that's gonna be interesting to see how that was. And obviously, you could get 3 different points of endings. The characters being able to spend time with them. You got to say goodbye to everyone. But then after you beat the bosses, you then got to say goodbye to everyone again, and then you had everyone come back afterwards and think for another thing. So they really expanded on the ending possibilities, and that's why I want to do this whole playthrough 100%, get everything as much as possible, because you get the nice progression, and you get to experience everything all in the one playthrough. I should probably also turn the light on, because it's getting a bit dark in here, and I'm going to be here for a little while, so... I guess I should get into characters at this point, because I'm losing track of absolutely everything that happened. Again, we experienced 130 hours. Character-wise, I think I enjoyed the social links in this game more than I did previously. And party member-wise, I think I also enjoyed the characters in this game more than the other characters in 3. But I guess the best way to break down... because most of the characters in this game are social links, it's probably better to do that. The only characters that aren't that I would probably bring up are the teachers. I think all of the teachers in this game are all really quirky and have a lot of personality. Muraoka constantly insulting everybody. The replacement for Muraoka basically trying to be overly sexualized, but then like completely shutting people down. The guy with the hand puppet, the teacher with the Egyptian headdress on, and I think the teachers in this game stand out more than all the past ones and the future ones as well. Definitely, like they feel. 5's ones have personality as well, but the issue is that they feel too normal. And 3 had some very good ones as well, but I think 4's, considering none of them were social links, like that's one thing. 3 and 5 had a teacher social link. 4 does not have a social link for a teacher, so I guess the best way to do this is, yeah, I'm trying to think, is there anyone that's not an important character that is not a social link? No, I don't think so. So I guess we should just go through all the social links and just give my thoughts on those. Yosuke, okay. At first, I thought that Yosuke was turning around from what Ryuji and Junpei were like, where they were constantly oodling over the girl characters and constantly being the dumb one. And it looked like for the first couple of hours that it was going to be like that, and then it didn't. And then I think some of the problems with this character is at least when Ryuji and Junpei did it, they were doing it because it was like, it was almost as if they'd never seen a girl before. In this case, this one felt even more creepy because Yosuke was buying the party members their own swimsuits, which kind of comes off a little bit creepy, and I don't know why they decided to go with that in particular. But it just seemed like... And I also didn't like the end of the social link either, because the end of the social link was like, hey, let's fight, and... yeah, even though I used him a lot in battle, and stuff like that, he was good in battle. I just didn't... I don't think he had that character moment on the level that Junpei did with Chidori. And I probably didn't like him as much as I did Ryuji, because Ryuji had a really good character. That was another thing. Ryuji has some good character moments in 5. I don't think Yosuke has as many good character moments. Outside of maybe, like, his passion towards dealing with some of the situations. Yukiko, I guess this is also where I can go into, like, some of the palaces, their TV roles as well, because they kind of relate to the thing. So Yukiko's TV World was the dating program. I did like that. The look of it, like the actual look of the thing. It was still really early Persona game stuff that, I liked that each character had a different level of, like, things that were going on with their character, and, Yukiko herself, like, again, we saw her in 3 in the MC playthrough, and then, I was expecting something, akin to that, and I did like her, and obviously, like, the, I think it was part of rank 8 or 9, before the romance option that we had, where she, like, the stuff with the reporter and stuff, and her running in and doing a lot of other stuff with that. I liked how that was done. So, Yukiko is a good character, I would say. Like, not... fits well into, like, a normal, like... Fits well into the role that she needs to present. Her in fighting was not all that great, but she did get a lot of crits from me, so, obviously, Margaret's been expanded on from the previous game. If I had to pick between who my favorite attendant was, between Elizabeth, Margaret, and I guess Lavenza, and I would still probably say Lavenza, but that's because she was in more games. But I think I probably liked Margaret more than Elizabeth, but we did spend more time with Elizabeth in 2 games. Because I like Margaret in 3 as well. Kanji, I didn't like what they did with him at the end. I don't think that look looks as nice as what it normally does. But his social link was good. I liked having you know, him trying to hide his passion or something that he was really good at because he wanted to be manly and wanted to be thing. But I think another problem was again the I can see why this game hasn't aged too well because of some of the it came off very of its time, and even then it's like I don't think that this game has aged too greatly just because of some of the stuff that Yosuke was saying. It was almost like it was anti-gay in a way, and I don't think that like, I know people always use for its time excuse. I don't think that anyone should be saying things like that in the sense of that. I guess treat people how you want to be treated, kind of thing. And I know that it was an over-exaggeration of his personality and what he was aiming for, but at the same time, like, I could see how it greatly upsets people with what's happened. Dojima's, I like Dojima's growth through the game. Obviously his passion towards his daughter is very admirable as well, and their connection, doing both of their social links together is really well done, because of, like, he's constantly worrying about her and his wife and things like this that was happening. She's constantly worrying about him, and they're kind of, it's kind of like Eri and her child, except we get to experience both sides. And obviously I think Dojima's a very good character. In terms of the Guardian, I still like Sojiro more than Dojima, but obviously, like, Risette is probably my favorite character in the game. She's also my favorite, I don't know what it is, I like all the navigator characters. Risette and Futaba in particular are my favorite, like, characters from both of their games. Her social link was really good as well. I like the whole idol stuff. That also allowed them to be a little bit more creative with her, designs and the outfits that she wore. Again, I understand completely that the striptease TV World Palace thing was probably a little bit too far, considering the girl is a teenager, but I think it fulfilled a good role as well, because there is a certain stigma with idols and things like this that happen with them sometimes being overly sexualized and stuff like that. But I really liked her voice actress. I liked spending time with her in general with the social links. Her as a character. The only thing I did not particularly like is because it was stressful the entire playthrough was the navigation line, but we got it done in today's stream, so that's what matters. I'm happy that we did that. I'm really, really happy with that. But yeah, Risette best girl in this game, and overall just a really, really fun character to have around. Chie, again, this was another thing I didn't mention with Yosuke. All the back and forth between Yosuke and Chie is just really, really well done. It reminds me of An and Ryuji. But this seemed to happen even more than those two. And obviously her being a bad cook and all the stuff with this, you know, even when we did the Valentine's date, she made the bad tempered chocolate and the cake stuff, and that was essential. This was like Fuka's social link with the cooking, but turned up to 100 because it was a constant theme that was in the game. And again, I liked the scenes where we actually had to deal with the bullies and stuff, and her having to overcome that and letting her be herself. Her actual all-out attack, her follow-up attack is really good, where she can just yeet an enemy right out of existence. I think that was really well done. Chie, again, another solid character, really powerful character. What else is there really to say? Nanako's kind of like Dojima. I think Nanako was I think the bond between Nanako and her father is similar to Sojiro and Futaba, obviously. I guess the difference here is that we're technically a family too, so it works a little bit better. Seeing her at the end was really good. Going and saving her was also really good. Her palace itself was also an interesting one, because obviously it wasn't something that she was I think with either. Also again, the connection that we had with her and her social link, being able to spend time with her and doing other stuff was also very well done. The fox, I really liked how this worked. Instead of having to have a persona and leveling them up, we ended up doing a bunch of quests. So you would go around and complete a bunch of quests for characters, and eventually you would be able to level up the fox. That's another thing. Social stats were increased as well. We got more social stats, which those weren't too bad. Social links themselves, I was stressing near the end because I nearly ran out of time. And we would have had to have redone the entire playthrough all over again. So I'm glad that that didn't I think Naoto was the only character we failed to romance, but I did like the social link, with solving the riddles and the crimes and stuff like that as well. Her involvement with the case reminds me of Kechi from 5, obviously, but this is a little bit different. Again, I can also see the laboratory stuff was fine, but this was also around the point in time where I started seeing that my levels were getting out of control with their amount of content and leveling. I can also see the ending of this being something that's also a little bit questionable. It felt like it was like, oh, they were forcing the gender reveal out, kind of. But again, we spent time with them in the, we spent time with her in the ski lodge area, which I thought that was really interesting to see. Like, there's all different options you could pick for that too. The athlete story, the one that nearly destroyed our full 100% social link playthrough. We're gonna pick Ko next time. We'll see if there's any difference. I don't think it matters, so I guess we can see what that's like. We also have what else is there that we had to do? Their connection was good as well. Again, some of the stuff felt a little bit forced with Daisuke. I didn't really like that too much. I'm not sure why they were trying to force him to like certain people, but that's kind of how it felt. But this was good. Saki's brother, again, really good with what they did with the connection between Saki and the cases. Obviously that relates to the other two things, but I liked how they went back and showed you what happened to them so you could see how all that unfolded. That was also very well done. The social link was okay. Like, I don't think there were any bad social links. I just think there were just some okay ones. This would be one of the okay ones. Same thing for Death. I think it was supposed to be trying to hit an emotional thing here, but I didn't really feel it. It felt a little bit too forced. It kind of had a good ending, I guess, but at the same time, it was just I guess. The mother's one was really interesting as well. It was kind of like us trying to repair the relationship between her and the stepchild, while also it wasn't as good as the Nanako Dojima stuff, but obviously it looked what it was. The nurse storyline, I liked it at the start. It was like she was kind of flirting with us, but then also not. And then it kind of tapered off a little bit at the end, because we didn't get to see her anymore. I don't like when they do that. I would like it if they instead were able to see each other for one final time, but they never even followed up on that. Shooter was fine. The birthday party stuff at the end was very well done, because, again, I liked the ones where they tied... I think this game did it more than others. I liked where they tied your other social links and your party members into social links, so you could get additional extras for that as well. I like what they did there. Teddy's was story-based, so that's kind of difficult to go by. It was more so just us talking to him, and it wasn't a bad. So again, it's like the Morgana one where it's like a set. I liked Ai's one as well. She started out really bratty, but then obviously it was her personality and a few other things that were going on with her as well. But it turned out very well. Yumi's one was a bit weird. It was a lot of it was just us visiting her in the hospital, and then eventually she came around, I guess, but it kind of tapered off in the end as well. It's story related. Adachi's social link was more so about just spending time with him outside. The first half of it wasn't that great. It was just kind of just spending time with him, and then the last half of it was all story related stuff, so not a lot can be said there. And then Marie's one was essentially like what we did with Elizabeth in the previous game, where instead of doing her requests, you would do a bunch of you would spend time with her, and then you would see so I guess it's kind of like a Maruki plus attendant one, but again, as a character, I really liked spending time with Marie. I liked her palace thing, TV world, whatever you want to call it. Very, very good, very, very fun. And a unique thing as well, because it took all your items away and took all your weapons and just gave you, I like what they did with that. And then obviously when we saved her and her being more relevant to the story, her relationship with the other things in that as well, I just liked how that was done. And same thing with Adachi, like the, I compared this to 5s. I think the reason I said 5s worked better is because it was a surprise. It was the first time I ever played the game, so I didn't see it coming. No pun intended. But 4s was very well done because you went from thinking it was Namatame to then trying to figure out who it was. The clues that they gave you along the way, when you put it all together, made it too obvious for it to be Adachi. But I still wanted to know why, and then we had a stream where like 4.5 hours of the stream was just us focusing on it was just us focusing on figuring out why Adachi did it, why like all the backstory about how he got the power, how he got the other stuff. So I think overall like a very well done like reveal, very well done backstory, very well done like the conclusion of it afterwards was a little bit but that's just because we never got to see what actually happened. It felt kind of at the end because of the no one being able to explain what actually happened, but I guess that was similar to what happened in because what worked in 5 was that the characters would have to admit their guilt sort of thing, so that's why I think that worked a little bit better. But I think overall that's again social links were very good, and I think the characters overall were also very good. With a few exceptions, I guess, and most of the stuff was just exceptions when it came to their actual worlds, and a few problems there, and then like obviously some problems that relate to the story when it comes to certain scenes. Now, this is where I should go into the scenes, because story-wise, obviously we know what happened, but there are some... I don't think the story is as good as 5. I don't think that the story has as many emotional high points as 3 does. Because again, my big thing that I think 3 has over 5 is the emotional, is there's actual stakes. Here there's stakes as well, but they kind of get reversed because you save Nanako, it looks like she's dying, you save Teddy, you save Marie, you save everyone else. Whereas 3, there are characters that are destined to die, I guess, or to not be around. So I think that's what works better for 3. So this doesn't have that, and in combination with a couple of other things, obviously, like, I'll go through the entire... I'm not going to go through the entire story, but there were some points in this that I wanted to, like, go through the story. I want to go through the actual, before we, like, finish up, I want to go through the, there were some points I'm trying to remember, like, what the optional, like, I know there's the ski trip, there's the ski trip, there's the, summer camp stuff. I just want to make sure I'm not missing anything. So some of those events, I think I have a lot of mixed things to say. Some are very good, some are very bad, but, did I miss anything? Because what's weird is that there's two different, so there's two different stories. You've got, I think the game ends in 4 at... Okay, so the game ends at... I guess what happens is you, after doing the Adachi stuff, you get the Marie stuff, and then, so you don't get any of the Marie stuff. In, 5. I'm sorry, no, in the original Persona 4, you don't get the Marie stuff. And you don't get the Adachi social links, so, let's just go through and see if there's anything here specifically that I would recommend that I've forgotten. Like I liked the initial, like, setup between the first couple murders, because it was like, they immediately gave you some stakes to fight for, and then the stuff expanded on, once you got to, I think it was also very, very well done. The stuff with, I think Teddy was, like, better, I think I enjoyed Teddy more than Morgana. as a character because I liked what they did with him in the outside world, but then at the same time I do have several problems with what they did with that on the outside world too. So that's also something to consider. What else is there that I can mention? All the stuff with the shadows was really well done. The saving every victim, like obviously we saved Ghost. I liked that we had to save every party member, but I think the problem with that is it also made things a little too obvious. Whereas I liked what they did in 5, where you would you have to figure out like in 3 you had to figure out which arcana you were facing. In 5 you had to wait and find a certain target. This one here, it felt like the game had already determined your targets going forward, so it wasn't as good in that case. Again, the stuff with Mitsuo, that's another thing, I didn't mention Mitsuo. The stuff with Mitsuo kind of came out of nowhere. They said it was a copycat killer, which I understand where they were coming from with that, but at the same time, the whole copycat thing didn't work as well. They kind of just glossed over it. It was a poor copycat, but didn't explain how certain things happened, and they didn't explain why Morooka died, they didn't explain a whole bunch of other things. I don't think they ever explained that. I think they kind of skipped. That's one weak point I think I would say about the story, is they skipped over the Mitsuo and Morooka stuff. It never really explained as to why unless I was missing something. Because it's saying on the Wikipedia that Mitsuo was from another high school, and he killed the teacher, claims credit for the murders. It's learned that he only killed him and played no part in the other ones, and then he murdered Morooka to gain credit for the other murders. So it wasn't, that felt kind of weak, especially since it was something that we didn't know, and so, if anything, you could have probably cut that. I liked the actual world itself, like the RPG style world, but you could have probably just cut that completely from the game and it would have been completely fine. And like the boss fights themselves, I like the designs for those. Anything else that happened that I would need to cover? And then like all the stuff, I think once you got all the party members, that's when everything started kicking in. Like trying to figure out who the killer was. Dealing with the stuff with Dojima getting hurt, Nanako getting hurt, and Adachi, the whole slip up in Adachi, like Adachi's personality changing midway through and figuring out how to do all of that. I liked how they did that. The explanation behind Namatame and Adachi and ourselves getting our powers, and that they all relate to the Sagiris, which we ended up defeating all of those. Thinking that the game was over and only for it to be another thing, and then another thing on top of that, and then just keep building. I liked what they did with all of that. And figuring out Adachi's motive, and the letters and the evidence he had to build up, so, one thing that I will, because I don't think I can do the bad ending in my next playthrough. I might be able to, or if I just save load. If you fail to deduce the real killer's identity, or fail to kill Namatame by throwing to the TV, or kill Namatame by throwing to the TV, they get bad endings, which the fog basically permanently sets in, and then humanity dies. And then killing Namatame also results in Nanako remaining dead, otherwise she is revived. So, I guess we should do that. I'm thinking that for my next playthrough, we have to beat the secret boss, we have to see the final persona, and there might be a couple other things I want to do. Outside of that, I might aim for the bad ending, just to see what happens, so we get an extra, what kind of extra things we get to see. That would be nice to see, so maybe we do go for that. And then Adachi's motive, didn't feel as good as the previous as Fives because it was mostly boredom and just wanting to thing. But I liked the whole thing between him and Namatame and stuff. But I guess that's what makes him a little bit more sadistic is that he just did it. He just killed people because he was bored. And then the stuff with Mitsuo obviously being revealed later. And then obviously Adachi being controlled by the second Sagiri, which we dealt with as well. And where the other one? That was one thing I should also mention. I did not like after we defeated the Sagiri that he just decided, hey, I'm gonna lift the fog. And it didn't feel very godlike, but that's also probably because I was leading up to this Izanagi. So I guess my initial complaint was that was the case, but now that that didn't happen, it wasn't the ending. I'm glad that they changed it for the last character at the end. That was definitely something that I liked more than that. And then obviously we didn't get to see him get tried at the end. Then once we return home, all of that stuff was very well done, we saw that. And then obviously declining, that's one thing I didn't know either. Is there even a way to know that you've gone and seen everybody? Because if someone played this originally, I guarantee they wouldn't have gone and seen the true ending to figure it out. And then obviously like the Izanami stuff which we saw today, or yet in last stream as well. And then once we get all the spawns from everybody, it's fine. I don't think there's anything else that's left. Because Golden expands on stuff. Anything I'm missing? There are a couple of other endings though, that I won't be going for. Like, there's an accomplice ending where you can withhold his identity and then it just leaves the mystery unsolved. Actually, we might still be able to see some of these, because mentioning about that you can ignore it, and then on his final day, you get blackmailed, threatening to have him arrested for destroying evidence and trying to answer his calls. So we actually get blackmailed at the end, and then the game's ending plays out the same. But after the credits, you pass by Adachi to level crossing and he clutches his phone in his hand. And, you know what? We might go for the bad endings, just to see what they look like, because they sound like they're... My issue with 3's ending is that it just ended, whereas here, you still get additional things, so... We should probably do that, go for the intentional bad endings, especially since I'm reading some of these and they're slightly different. Just to see what they're like. Marie stuff is still the same. And then obviously the golden... Okay, so golden ending is the whole thing that we saw at the end where Marie... So when we saw Marie saying that she was the true form of Izanami, that's the golden ending. And then obviously now everyone's been fused, she becomes whole, disappears. And then all the stuff that we saw from the point from the bell ring onwards was the golden ending. Us reuniting with everyone. Namatame's running for mayor. Adachi's a mortal prisoner. Marie's new identity is a TV anchor, which we saw. So I did like that there's multiple endings you can get for this. The normal ending, the true ending, the golden ending, the several bad endings that actually do have resolutions. My problem with 3 was that there was no resolution to those things. It was just you saw the same scenes and then it ended. So they actually did change it. So I think that's what we have to do. We have to see, in terms of bad endings, we have to at least see the one where the world just ends, maybe. See the one with Adachi, blackmailing us, which sounds like a pretty interesting ending, and then seeing some of the other ones sounds pretty cool as well. I guess the only other thing I want to go over with the story is just the stuff that happens outside of the key events that happen outside of, before we finish. Is there a way to see these? go by the let's see what I can remember. See if there's anything that might refresh my memory for the story events. This might also refresh my memory in terms of some other things that I've missed out on doing or mentioning before. Usually it's days that make, like, the exam stuff is still pretty much the same. Just trying to find the areas that say, hey, this is like where summer camp happened, this is where this happened. So I can give my initial thoughts on those before I finish. The invitation stuff was interesting. I liked how we had the thing. Welcome back, Sarada. We actually finished the game. I'm just actually going through and like overviewing over everything that we've experienced before I finish. What did I miss? Well, we still have some other things to do, but we can't do them until New Game Plus. I'm going to put a game in between that because I don't want to play the game multiple times in a row. What did I miss? Where is... There's got to be the summary. I guess the first thing I have to go over is the summary. That's another thing. Hanako and the teacher. I can, again, another situation where I can understand where I can see with their reactions to Hanako. That definitely doesn't age well either, with making fun of her weight and stuff. And obviously, like, the joke of her smashing the motorcycle with her weight, and the scene with the swimsuit contest, the stuff with the hot springs as well. Is it really not showing up? Because I guess the first one that happened was the summer camp, right? You had during the summer camp, Moroka was drunk. We got the everyone spent time with each other doing what they were doing normally too. We got the Mystery Food X curry scene, which that was interesting. That's another thing. The quiz show was really cool as well. I liked doing that. What else is there that I haven't seen, talked about yet? Going back to, that was the other thing, going back to the TV worlds, instead of being able to not progress and grab other stuff, I liked being able to return to the other TV worlds and do stuff there, as opposed to the palaces where you couldn't go and return to those. But I think the palaces overall were better because of the... I think the palaces in general were better. Because you've got puzzles, you got the interactions, you got the fights, you got extra things too. What else is there? I really want to just see what all the optional things are that we... Well, not optional things, but the... there are some things I do remember off the top of my head, but at the same time I don't remember. Yeah, we've been playing this game for 135 hours, but I would really want to, like, go over everything that I can remember. So I'm looking through the guide quickly, as fast as I can, just before I finish. Because I will say it did have the Persona formula of it's not ending because this is happening. Oh, this person's going to do this and this is going to happen. I can't get out of that role. I have to... If there was a way to play all of these games as if I've never played a Persona game before, I think I would enjoy all three of them more because you'd be surprised by more of the stuff. It's a bit hard to do that. That's the big issue. Why am I not seeing any of the roles that are important for this? I might have to look up specifically which major story events that are done. I guess one thing I should mention as well is the after each party member you gain is the thing. I liked the scenes that you would get, and they would talk about their experience with what happened, giving you a slight clue here so you would learn that it had to have been male, that the person had to have access to certain things. I liked having those as particular options too. Maybe I should just look up specifically, like, what are the events that take place in between. Oh, that's another thing we didn't talk about. We didn't talk about the shops. I liked so the way you would gain weapons in this game is not by just simply purchasing them. You had to earn the... you had to sell the materials that you got from enemies, and then he would craft the weapons out of those materials that you could buy. I like that concept. I think that's really interesting. I guess I should also go for... Maybe I should go for the trophies to see if I was missing something. Before I, is there anything specific that I haven't mentioned yet? Because fusion stuff was mostly the same. The compendium definitely didn't take as long, and also, money-wise was not a big deal either. It definitely was not a big deal. The skill card stuff we already did. Damage-wise, for some reason, we were doing not as much late game than we were early game, despite being level 99. I found that a bit weird. The Reaper fight was pretty easy. The capsule machine stuff wasn't really that... we talked about the lunches already. The fishing we did as well. Nothing really much else that was really happening. Okay. Let's just keep going through these things. Music. What else happened? Oh, yeah, the scooter stuff. I like the, unlocking more areas and being able to, you know, unlock 2 new areas just by using the scooter. And then all the other... There's a lot more options to do stuff in this game versus Portable. I definitely will say that. Nighttime actually felt like you could do more than just go to bed and a couple of other things. What else happened? Nothing else is like showing up in my guide here. I know there was a lot of stuff mentioned. What else have we got? We had the school, the school trip. There was the... Oh, that's right, we had the school trip that was, in Gekicon. Where we went back to where Persona 3 was. So we got to see some familiar faces from Persona 3. We didn't get to see, like, most of the main characters. But we saw Chihiro, she was still around. Also, we got to see a lot of the spending type segments were very well done. Why can I not find anything that shows me what free time segments are? Maybe it's like all mushed together, that's probably what it is. Still trying to find them. Maybe I should look up something a little bit more specific. I'm into Y at the moment. I guess there are some that I can talk about that were related to the end, because obviously the end was today, so after we won, we spent time again with every single character, and then all the characters ended up seeing us off, and I thought that was going to be the end, and then instead we got to see everyone at the end return after a couple of months, and they ended up doing a whole bunch of stuff with what they were doing with the... They were doing a bunch of stuff with, you know, their lives and continue on. Which some of the changes I didn't expect, but at the same time, they've also, I feel like I'm dragging this on just trying to find what I'm looking for, but I do want to, I want to try and cover as many bases as possible outside of the eventual video that I have to make, that I will make for it, which will probably take me forever to do, because it's just having a much harder time to do those. What else is there? Fishing. And then I guess the ski trip stuff, which was in January. So once winter changed, the music was very good. We didn't have much else left to do. The ski trip itself, again, I liked all the, a lot more, that's another thing, a lot more animated cutscenes, which I appreciate, being able to replay animated cutscenes, being able to see all the music a sorry, listen to all the music and all the documentary stuff that they had as well. It was really cool. And then all the stuff at the ski lodge and learning about Marie and I think that's about it. That's probably about it. I'm rambling on here. It's kind of hard to bounce my thoughts off about the game without like being questioned, I guess you would say. And without me trying to figure out where I'm supposed to any of the other events that I'm looking for. Because I know that there was like several days of... There were several days in a row where we had a bunch of things happen. But maybe it was later. I think I noticed it more later in the game. Once we started, I think most of the story events were related to the actual characters themselves. This one here was more so related to the stuff afterwards, after Naoto, I think, was more relatable. Because it was, you had everyone with you, like the concert, I think everyone was in the concert. Everyone was involved in the concert. Which that leads me to the... Still haven't found anything yet? I should just look up the... Oh, that's right. I should mention those. There were several events where I wish they just didn't have them in the game, so I didn't have to stress as much about the thing. I don't know why we had to help Yosuke out for 4 days, doing the decorations for Halloween. I don't know why we had to help him out with another. Like, we wasted a bunch of days. I didn't appreciate those. Like the time wasting segments that we just had to. And you couldn't decline them either, so you had to kind of just do them. There was no relationship trophy or events, I should say, for messing up the. Oh, that's okay. Beach scenes. The comedy with Kanji losing his pants and all that stuff was really well done. With his interaction with Teddy and stuff. But the swimsuit stuff with Yosuke was a little bit creepy. I can understand why that was thing. But I think all the beach scenes are usually pretty consistent. The dating one was not nearly as bad as 3's original one was. This was probably the... If you had to ask in general, I think this one was probably... The dating thing that we did with Kanji and Yosuke was probably the least bad out of all of them, I think, from what I remember. I don't want to call it this Yosuke. The beach scenes were still very good, though. Probably... I would still say my least favorite of the 3. Because again, 3's had Aigis, and those events happening with Mitsuru and stuff, so I think those, and then obviously I liked the ones in 5, but the ones in 5 also had some problems that they ended up having to fix. But the beach scene was good. I think that's... From August onwards we started getting stuff. The Fireworks Festival, obviously that's a tradition in all the games. I think that this was a good Fireworks Festival scene as well. And then we also got a Summer Festival and we got the Summer Festival as well, which was more of the same, I guess, but I appreciate a lot of them being voiced. That's the other... I guess one thing I should say is the... if this game does get remade, at least it's going to have all the social links voiced as well, which is nice. Let's see. Anything else? Anything else that I'm missing here that I would like to cover? We already covered the Tatsumi Port Island stuff, which again I liked. I think that's. It might get expanded on in the arena fighting game because you get the. Few other things. Maybe connecting them. It is set 6 months after this game, I believe, so we are eventually going to return to this, but outside of outside of the second playthrough, I should say. Oh dear, that's right. The scene where we went into the nightclub and for some reason Risette and that would pretending to be drunk, I guess. I don't know if that was pretending or not, but they thought that they were drunk and they weren't. And the stuff with Naoto, I enjoyed that, but at the same time, I can completely understand like that being uncomfortable because it was essentially like playing spin the bottle, but theme version, I guess you would say. What else have we got? We're in September at the moment. Anything else that I want to talk about? I know October or November is the one of the festivals, but the Band Geeks-esque point where we had to perform the concert, that was also very good. Everyone had their own instrument. Everybody was terrible at first. Risette was the lead singer, obviously. Those are all very well done. Anything with Risette is the main focus, I'll probably like agree. I just say I like. What else is there that I'm missing? I feel like I'm just dragging this video out, but it's fine. I don't remember having this much trouble remembering everything from 3. It might be because there was less stuff. This game had just so much stuff that I wanted to talk about because there was a lot more voiced segments. October now. What else did I miss? The issue is that some of the stuff is not mentioned at all, so I guess the one other thing I should mention is the school day where they had they were going to do that dating thing didn't really work out. It was kind of terrible. I didn't really like that at all. Not terrible as a icky thing, but just I didn't really feel like it was as impactful. And then they had the beauty contest where everyone was dressed in drag, which was fine for what it was. The issue is that the bikini contest one, I'm still trying to wrap around my head that a high school would allow for a bikini contest to be an event, basically, or a swimsuit contest at a school. I could imagine that immediately being like a big red flag. I don't know how they got away with that. And then had to have a teacher compete in that as well. And then obviously they started making jokes about Hanako, which people are going to be upset about those anyway. Obviously it's played for a comedic effect, but still it's, I can understand where people are coming from with that. I guess the other event, the Hot Springs events. We had like 3 Hot Spring events. The last one had Hanako and the teacher where we snuck into their room thinking that it was where you could go and that were, and that wasn't it. We got a reverse of the Hot Spring event where where the girls were in the area and we entered, and then got attacked. Then we also had another event where Marie was with them, and a lightning struck as well. And Marie's wrath, I guess you would say, is what is struck, and with everything that's happening there, with them perving and stuff, which, again, some of those events could be just simply solved by just saying, oh, we didn't realize it was your turn, but for some reason they always play them up as like, oh, they're trying to sneak in to do this. It's like, it's not like that at all. I guess another way I could look at the story stuff would be if I looked at my... that's probably a quicker way to do it, actually. The quicker way to do it is probably looking at the videos to see what else was there. But yeah, being forced into the pageant and having to do that, doing the swimsuit contest, the Halloween event. We didn't really get a Halloween event this time around. Is there anything else that happened? Because we're getting to November now. A lot of the events that happened in November were to do with and once we get to December, a lot of the stuff is already about a lot of it's about the videos. I guess I should look at the videos just to make sure that I haven't missed anything, but that's probably about it, according to what I'm seeing at the moment. A lot of the stuff is just wrapping up lot of this stuff's just wrapping up the story and getting closer to the end. Once I get to January or February, it's pretty much it. I'll check my the TV World thing here just in case there's something that I missed that I want to cover, and then we can get out of here. This is exam. Now we're into December, which obviously we got the already talked about the reveal already before. Already talked about the most of this stuff is just wrapping up the story. We did get the sick event where we were sick for a week. That was also something that I remember. Although I again, those annoy me because of the time limit. If you're gonna give me a time limit to complete something, at least make it so that it's I guess we should get into these now. The Christmas events, again, you get to pick all the different characters for those. I think we picked for Christmas we picked Risette. And then obviously you spend time with, and then you have normal Christmas with everybody else. And then all more story events. The New Year stuff was also very good. Once we hit the New Year, you got the ski trip, you got the New Year events with the fireworks festival as well. All the stuff where we had to wrap up again, in January, they made it look like we were wrapping up everyone. You talk to all of your social links there. And then a lot of the stuff was just, at that point, just wrapping up anything we hadn't finished. Till February. These are all just wrapping up the social links, so everything would have changed. There are some events that will have changed, though, based on everything we already talked about. Now, this is all the skill cards. I think we're pretty much done. Alright, let me just go and check something before I finish. I can't even do that. Okay, never mind. I can't even check that at this point. So, I guess that's it. Like, I can't think of anything else off the top of my head that I would actually want to speak about that isn't related to something I can't remember. Plus, I have a video like something for that too. So yeah, I don't know what else there is to really say. Overall, really, really fun game. Wouldn't say it's better than 5. I would say it's better than 3, but I think it's a trajectory from 3 to 5 that is what makes it very good. You know, it's a growth game. You see how 5 improved because of 4. You saw how 4 improved because of what was happening in 3. So yeah. Overall, like again, we're gonna return to this after another game. So at the moment, I'm probably gonna be doing Eternites, which I think is a similar. I think Eternites is a similar, it's a similar Persona type game with a more, social link aspect, relationship aspect to it as well. So we'll continue doing that. We'll start doing that, and then I'll come back to doing this. Or I might do some speedrun stuff, but at the moment, those aren't ready to go. So we'll just have to see what happens. I don't expect to stream tomorrow, because I'm either going to be uploading this, or I'm going to be working on stuff for Eternites to get it ready. Also, in terms of this game, we have to come back, get one of the Personas, beat all the optional bosses, beat Margaret at the end. That will be the trophy. I may try and get some of the bad endings, just to see what they are like, which is mainly going to be stuff related to the bad endings. I think all end after you've done the Adachi stuff, so we'll have a look and see what some of those look like. I'm not going to go all the way to the end. Once we beat Margaret and we have the endings, I think that will be it for this, because then I can delete that out and start making space for other content and other things as well. So basically that's what it's going to be. We might do some social link stuff differently, I may not. We'll just have to see. I kind of need to prepare for Margaret maybe, but I'm not entirely sure. I think we should be fine based on what we already... if I just play on very easy, I can keep reloading, I think, so... we'll just have to see how that goes. And plus I can play it very easy from the start, so we can grind out I can do I can do what I did in 3, I reckon. In 3, basically I just rushed all the way to the end. completing anything that we missed that's new, and any fights that I did, I would just go and do those, and we can then, because getting to level 99 isn't hard if we can just max level with it on easy difficulty anyway, so yeah, I don't think there's much else I need to really say. I kind of wrapped that up all up already. I've rambled on for so long as it is. People are probably bored of me already from rambling on, so yeah, I think that's about it. I've already wrapped up what we're gonna, probably a Tonight. Another playthrough this we've already talked about, the live stuff. All the notes are done. The playthrough itself, I'm up to the present day, so once I get to prehistory, I have to do a bunch of grinding to get an item, and then from there we should be okay. We'll just have to see, and hope that that is and apart from that, we should be fine, okay. Also, we have, yeah, I think that's it. So, with all that being said, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Every like, comment, and subscription for this video gets a conversation. Helps me my content feel become more accessible as you can find. I upload all my past Plat reactions on Let's Plays and Let's Plats to the YouTube channel. Also have a games list for all of the games that we've played on stream so far. All in neat playlists on YouTube as well for you to watch. As well as all of my past Plat reacts, as well as also speedrun stuff is on there as well. I will start expanding on it later on, I think, as well. Along with all the upcoming games I have to buy, games that we've bought that need DLCs, games that we've played that need DLCs, the Switch, PS4, all that good stuff. Also stuff for the upcoming games that are, so games that I haven't bought yet, as well as what I need for those. I upload everything to my YouTube channel because I have a 7-day limitation on my videos before they're planning to delete it, and there'll be a certain place for people to be able to find it as well. Working on more Plat My Past limits for the games with Plat and Trophy for, as well as a switching things up 7 again to Switch, along more 20 side experience. I've got Gardera speedruns, Pokemon Nuzlocke. I want to continue with those. Again, the live stuff's already thing. So I have 5 particular speedruns on pause until we get some more space. Also the what is it called? The next incentive is obviously at 170, but we're not there yet. Individual levels are also all ready to go once I get that sorted out. Whenever that happens, and you also get a notification when I go live on YouTube. Follow me on Twitch at 170 followers. I'll be doing Occupied Traveler individual level speedruns. So we take each traveler, do their first, do all their chapters, get to the end, and then do that for like 8 of them. So that should be nice to make up for the fact that I couldn't complete the, unfortunately couldn't complete the, what's it called? The Gardera speedrun. And we also reach affiliate, which means I get monetization as well. Get to make a bunch of subscriber inwards and incentives to support me in the channel going forward in the future. Also get an extra 7 days uploaded before my videos come up as well. And you'll also get a notification when I go live on Twitch. Follow me on Twitter. Notified when I go live, which I'm in Discord. I will send you an invite to my friend's Discord server, close to 2,000 members. Still going strong, click on the gimmicks as well. I'm directed there, because you get a notification when I go live as well. And finally, if you know who code my stream overlay that you should want all my future content going forward, you can find a link down below for that as well. So as always, before we get out of here, let's see if there's anyone online that I can raid. I do take raid requests, if anyone has any, before I go. Otherwise, I will probably just send you over to someone that I... so let's see if there's anyone online right now. If there is, let us see. Okay, no one that I'm following is online at the moment. Let's see a lot of people playing Marvel Rivals at the moment. I guess it's there's a lot of drops. I think there's drops happening every day on top of keys to unlock to be able to actually play it. So Oh, yeah. Oh, but never mind. You have a request. Okay. I'll take your request then instead of a thing. So, if there's, let me let them off now. Still streaming? Alright, I'll do that then. So, yeah, that's all good. Again, I usually, no one that I'm following at the moment is online, so I always take, if anyone has a brave request, I'll always do that over, essentially what I'm, so yeah, we'll do that. They're playing War Thunder at the moment. We'll send all of my views over to them. But thank you everyone for watching, and with all that being said, the rest of the day, night, wherever you all are, and I will see you all later.